What is shaking, everybody? Welcome back to Surface Noise, the B-side. I'm here with a fantastic cast. We got, let me introduce everybody. We'll get into what the show's about today. This is going to be a super fun one. Right next to me, we got the Groove Seeker, Chris. What is up, Chris?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me, Spins.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. We got Arnaldo in the house. What's up, Arnaldo?
Hello, gentlemen, from the Empire State.
The balloons. Flashing some balloons. It's almost Valentine's Day, man. That was cool. and then
I haven't really mastered. What are they called again? I don't even know what they're called.
Like animated emojis or something. I don't even know.
Yes, yeah, that's what they're called.
Okay. I haven't mastered them yet, so they just happen to pop up whenever I do some kind of sign. So I got to remember. I know this is. There you go. That one I know.
Right.
Oh, see, that's
if you do the heart. If you do the heart.
And the heart, yes. But the heart doesn't always work.
Well, you could do this later when we go through all of our when we go through the Hall of Fame list, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame list, which by the way is we didn't tease that at all, but we are going to get into it today, guys. So if you're here, look forward to that too. But also, I would be remiss if I didn't introduce Jason Rojas. Jason, what's up, baby?
Thanks for having me back on Spins.
Always. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate all you guys. AZ Mick in the house, Vinyl Piper in the house, Cesar, what's up, Cesar? David Nelms, KRWD, Andy G, you're all here. Thank you, appreciate you. Chuck T, the show is much better when you guys are here, so shout out everybody. So today we're going to get into, we got two topics. We started out really wanting to get into, and this was inspired by the Groove Seeker mentioned, like, let's talk pop music. And so my mind starts going immediate to like, yeah, I wonder if there's things that I think I would put as pop music. I would classify as pop music that I bet other people wouldn't. And I thought, well, maybe we get into a little discussion so we can kind of, have a whole thing of define pop music. And then we can all fight over some of the, maybe we all have some things that kind of, skirt the edge of kind of what pop music is or isn't. So we're going to get into some of that. You guys can all debate it too in the chat. And then at some point, probably the second hour, we will review or preview the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not inductees, but the nominees. Oh, bye guys. See ya. That was fun. The Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. So we'll get in and debate that also. So, sorry, let me just straighten out. Who wants to go first? Did everyone bring their pop albums today, their pop records?
I did.
Yes.
I can see that Jay has got like a wall of pop. So I think he understood the assignment. You want to go, Jay? I don't know. What do you guys think? I thought maybe round robin. Like we'll all do one, then we'll just keep going.
I kept it to 3, so I only picked out 3.
You only got 3. Okay.
I'm only picking from a stack of 3 here to either instigate or cause trouble here.
Well, so
responding to one's pick.
I love it. Let's do it this way then. How many did you bring?
I can start.
You want to start? Well, I know you guys only have a small amount. I was going to knock out a bunch of them, but you go first and then I'll go and we can kind of get into that debate.
Okay, so I think like the pop song has to be catchy and it has to be a bit clever and has some humor. So I chose from, oh my gosh, tell me if I'm wrong. Is it 95 or 96? I chose Spice Girls Wannabe. Okay.
Now. Spice Girls Wannabe. Okay. Well, I hear
Spice
Girls, I immediately think pop song. Am I wrong?
Yes. Right. I mean, they're not going to get too spicy on here. Maybe they do, actually. What do you think, guys? I think they do get a little spicy on the lyrics here, Oh, there's no price tag. That's unfortunate. That would have been fun to...
For jukeboxes only.
Correct. So... I used to DJ this at the end of the night, and people would go nuts. You can't help it. It's Spice Girls. So I think, again, clever, catchy, little snarky in a way, and it's under 3 minutes. I think that makes it perfect.
Coming in at 252. Okay. I'll buy that.
If you've ever heard the B-side's very naughty. It's called Bumper to Bumper. but I don't want to talk about that. Let's not. It's not on the album. I don't think it is. So,
If I'm being 100% honest with you, Jay, I'm not entirely up on my Spice Girls. I don't know about the other guys.
really, so if you really, I think they try to rap on this one. You're not familiar, so then, yeah, it never made the record, bumper to bumper. So Arnaldo, do you know this one?
No, I don't.
Okay, wow. That'll
Groove
be the
Seeker?
homework.
If I'm being honest, I didn't see this coming. So
You did
I'm
not?
blown
Oh,
away.
God, no, I saw this coming. I just didn't know.
Okay, so that's my pick.
All right, Spice Girls. I'm not going to fight you.
Wanna be.
So Rojas hit something that I debated. So I have two definitions for pop music in my mind. One is popular music, like something could be popular and be pop. And then somewhere where I feel like when I was a kid, popular pop music became a very commercialized, mass-produced sound, an attempt to kind of make generic music. So my picks, I guess, are more like from a cultural standpoint, like what I think is popular. And my criteria was a couple of things I thought about. If you put it on at a wedding, will grandma and the great great grandchild want to dance?
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Is it a song that is genreless, not by sound, but if like my metalhead uncle hears it and my wife hears it, will they both start to smile and kind of get in the groove a bit? And then just culturally significant songs, movies, commercials, just well-known tracks. So I'm just going to come out and make a proclamation here that I think this is the greatest pop song ever. And it's the Ronettes' Be My Baby. To me,
nice.
this is the ultimate pop tune. Like,
Is that early
Great
60s? When did that come out? You know?
63 maybe?
Yeah, it's probably around right.
Yeah, this is a reissue, so I don't have the exact. I think it's like 63, but Phil Spector produced, Hal Blaine on drums, that big symphonic sound, girl group vocal, just classic. So to me, I've been saying this since I was a teenager. It's the greatest pop song ever, I think. So that's what I'm looking for. Like, you put this on, my parents love it, I love it, my daughter loves it, my friends love it. Even if they're not into music, everybody knows this cut. So
Awesome pick.
Great choice, because you touched upon a couple things that I wanted to touch upon. But incidentally, a little trivia. Brian Wilson said once that the sound that he strived for, one of the most amazing pieces of music, was Be My Baby.
yeah,
Wow.
that's heavy.
That's cool. Well, I love that none of us have gone for the, Wikipedia definition, even though I do have it pulled up here. But my thing has been, and I'm just gonna, I don't have to go next, but I just kind of cut in a little bit just with what the typical sort of general, I think, populace thinks of as like pop music. And if we look at Wikipedia, it really says it originated in the 1950s, which I think you can go back even earlier, and I'm going to try to today. And really during the 50s and 60s, just about everything considered rock was synonymous with pop. And that it was really the late 60s where things kind of changed. Late 60s. I think that leaves a little bit of openness for interpretation. I didn't read all the details, but it's like, so then you're eliminating Dylan. So you're saying it didn't change because of lyrics necessarily. So then why did it change? Is it recording techniques? Was it psychedelia that changed it? Was it, so that's interesting. But yeah, I think it's good. I love that we're challenging kind of the boundaries of what a pop song is. Because I agree. I think, both you guys are right. You know what I mean? Let me, if you don't mind, I'll go. I got a bunch here. So let me I kind of make a little bit of a point here and then I'll move on. And then Arnaldo, you can go. Is that cool?
Okay.
So I've got a couple that are going to go back before the 50s. So challenging Wikipedia here. And the first one's going to be Frank Sinatra. And on this one, we got a song, I Only Have Eyes for You, which I think was originally done by, was it the Penguins, or I think, who did that? Or is that a different I Only Have Eyes for You?
It was either
Oh, It's the flamingos, man.
Oh, the
It was on my
flamingos.
list.
The flamingo. I
It's
said
on my
penguins.
list.
Yes. Well, which,
Damn.
by the way, I'm glad you have that, Andy. That is my all-time favorite doo-wop, whatever you want to call it, song. It's beautiful.
I was
But
gonna
Frank's-
lead with this, man.
I'm sorry, dude. Well, hey, it's making a good case because I think you can take the early 40s crooners and say that, you know, those popular songs from that day are definitely pop songs, you know. Even now, how many people know at least, you know, the chorus to "Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree with Anyone Else But Me," you know, from the Andrews Sisters, and they did a whole stream of songs that to me were pop songs, right, during the war years and stuff. Maybe the war years, the World War II, was kind of a time when the pop songs started to really kind of bubble to the top, even if it didn't have that moniker yet. I think a lot of the singers during that time, I think that's pop music. You know, I would say Frank Sinatra did pop music. So that's my case for going back further than what Wikipedia claims the pop song started. But yeah, and I got more from there. But let me let Arnaldo go. What would you guys say to that? Does that any disagreement with that? With, you know, Frank Sinatra being a pop singer? Or
No, for me, it goes to my first definition of popular.
Right.
You know, it's like mainstream. So I think, sorry to cut you off, Arnaldo, but like to me, like popular music at that time was sophisticated mainstream music, and then pop became less sophisticated as time went on. Like the most pop artists can't hold a candle to Sinatra, right? And that's not a I don't even like Sinatra that much, like besides, like, you know, the greatest hits or whatever. I don't listen to him, but like there's a total different level of presentation and talent there, I think. No offense to Mel B and, you know, Sporty, but
well, I feel like we got, just because your music was written in a different era or even a different genre, whether you did country or whether you even hip hop, or, you know, doesn't preclude you from creating pop music. Like, I don't think we can say, you know, well, pop music is only prescribed. The 80s, a lot of people would say like pop music was just running rampant during the 80s. And then would you say that there's 90s pop music? And if so, what would you say it is? Would you say there's any Nirvana song that's pop and stuff? So I just think thinking outside the box a little bit in terms of it's all kind of relative, right, to its era and then its genre. And you say like, that's poppy to me. That's kind of the way I look at it. Arnaldo, what do you got, baby?
Okay, so for me, a pop song has to be able to connect to a wide audience.
Okay.
It has to have something in the melody that makes it very easy to be catchy, like Jason said, and also something in the lyrics. Maybe touch upon topics that relate to a lot of people. And I think one of the they wrote a ton of great pop songs, but I think it all started with "I Want to Hold Your Hand" by the Beatles. And I think this is probably one of the first examples of a perfect pop song. Today, if Spotify and streaming existed back then, they probably have 2 billion streams because this single sold in the millions, which at the time was astounding. And it's just so well written. It talks about boy and girl relationships that so many teenagers, so many people can relate to. Longing for love or having a crush on someone. Yeah, that's my first choice. I don't know if you guys agree with "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
Do you think, I love that you said that that's kind of drawing a line in the sand for kind of the first really big perfect pop song. Do you think that was sort of intentional by that point? Do you think the Beatles set out to do that with that track?
Possibly.
Not that that's good or bad. I just curious.
I mean, I think maybe this is like the fourth single or third. It was "Please Please Me." Then no, "Love Me Do, Please Please Me." Then it was this the third single or the fourth? I don't remember.
I think it's the third.
But here they were going for the hit. They
Yeah.
had realized what connects with the audience, and they're masters at writing pop songs.
Yep.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah, that's a big pick.
That's probably number one in a lot of like
But
publications.
Stunty, always contrarian. But we know about I Want to Hold Your Hand because it was the Beatles.
Yeah,
that's true, right? But
at the
they
time, the
made it
Beatles
big
weren't
in
the
the United
Beatles,
States
right?
with this song. So they
Yeah.
were still nobodies in the
Right.
United States. If they connected with millions of teenagers in the United States, this was the breakout song that had them connect. So, right now it's really hard to say because this was the standard at the time for a pop song. That's how I see it. You're looking at it from the eyes of someone with a different understanding of music, from a different background, from a different time period. But at the time, this is what connected. This is what really excited people.
We're literally 60 years removed from that. We have 60 years of music that has come since then, and just music, the zeitgeist is so different now.
Okay, Stunty, I'm not saying he's really being argumentative here. I'm not saying this is the greatest pop song ever. This is we were just asked to provide examples about great pop songs. I didn't say this is the greatest ever. This is not the greatest Beatles song. It's not even the greatest Beatles pop song. But I'm saying this changed the game historically. It has cultural significance. And I think that's what's most important today, 60 years later, that we remember this song and it still gets played and it still connects. So if it's still remembered today, then it was successful in its intention in reaching such a wide audience.
Yeah, you can't
So if you have a
dispute
more
that.
convoluted, philosophical or academic reason behind what constitutes the perfect pop song. Is it like the octaves? Is it the range, the key? Is it like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about popular song that reaches the audience. That was my preamble. A popular song, a perfect pop song is able to reach a very wide audience because it has something in it. It may not be perfect in its composition. It may be very imperfect, but I believe this is very successful in being a pop song. I rest my case.
And you know what, Arnaldo? It's not only that, but you make a great point about the crossover geographically, because that was a big deal. That started a whole wave of sound and music and cultural movement. And I think people forget the Beatles were a band. They were writing and performing their own songs at 20,
which was very
extremely unusual at that time.
Which is completely unusual. Completely unusual. So it's like, and guess what? None of us were there to understand this.
Exactly. But
none of us,
even though I learned about this song in the 80s, that's when I discovered the Beatles, I was still able to appreciate it. I still connected with it 20 years after it was recorded and 20 years after it was performed. So I think culturally that means something, and I connected with it when I was 10. 11 is when 11 or 12 is when I bought my first Beatles Red album, the Red collection. So
some people just like Ringo's hair and his nose.
or cigarette in this one. Here he is.
That's right.
What year did that come out, Arnaldo?
63, right?
Stunty, pick a 1963
in the UK,
Beatles song.
Or in the US.
Pick a 1963 Beatles song, Stunty, that you think is better or is more of a pop song. Jay, let's get it, baby.
So I'll show two. Like, I think a pop song has to have sometimes a wild instrument or something that really catches your ear. And I'll show two. So one of them is The Creation. Oh, geez, that's not even. Let me do it right. Come on here. So The Creation, I think this came out in 67, 68, maybe, Making Time. They're a UK band, 60s. So the guitar player, I believe, is it Eric Phillips? I think. Probably not. Someone in the comments, please correct me. But he's bowing his guitar, right, with a violin.
Oh, yeah.
So that really catches your eye when it comes to that instrumental breakdown. And then, of course, my second choice would be the infamous pocket calculator Kraftwerk. So they're using,
dude, nice with the let's not just gloss over the outer sleeve too, man. That's cool.
right. So I mean, they're really catching your eye with this whole single, the see-through, the green, and using the calculator as, the melody, which is fantastic. So again, perfect pop song can include a wild instrument that really catches your ear. So there you go.
It's funny. I kind of, when I was going through, just going down the rows of records looking for one to pick, I almost picked the Kraftwerk. I'm glad you picked that, dude. Absolutely. You want to go, Chris? How many?
Yeah,
by the way, how many did you pick? 10, Chris, or how many do you got?
No. I only have a couple left because you did I only have eyes for you, so I just threw that up there. But I have. It's great though. I have 4 distinct ones. I tried to be, although a lot of them are modern from my youth and my college days.
That's my fault, by the way. I said 3 to 5 in the first email, and then I came back at the last minute asking for more.
Well, I'm going to do all 4. Then I want to throw some honorable mentions of stuff that I either didn't dig out or don't own. But real quick, I mean, this group is not a pop group, but they made a pop banger in the mid 2000s. I mean, Outkast, Andre 3000, Hey Ya.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this could have been a hit in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And this is another tune where it's like, if I played my mom, 15 other Outkast songs, and then I played her Hey Ya, and I said this was the same group, she'd be like, no way, not even close. I know it's just not really an Andre song, but this is a classic tune. And Booker T and the MGs do a great cover of it, or Booker T and Neil Young, I think. But yeah, Outkast, Hey Ya, great pop song.
Yeah, that's one of those tunes. The first time you hear it, it's obvious, like it's going to be a hit, and it feels like, I just thought, like, is this from the 80s? Like when I didn't even associate it with Outkast. I just thought, like, why haven't I heard this before? Like,
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. All right, let's see here if I can knock out a couple more. Well, I wanted to make a case for vocalless pop. And so I thought, what about Take 5, Dave Brubeck? I mean, this is the jazz song that doesn't matter who you are, this crosses genres and boundaries, and I would say is in the what am I trying to say? It's not confined to people that are into jazz, right? So it's pop culturally, I think, significant. I would argue even if it wasn't intended to be a pop song, I think you could easily look at this as a pop song now. I know it doesn't fit a lot of the criteria we've talked about, but I just think musically, it's the kind of thing that I think this would be on the jukebox with everything that we've shown so far. And someone might go, oh, cool, Take 5, let me throw that on, so just making an argument for some vocalist music as a pop song.
That's in the jazz starter pack. Like if someone's like, I want to get into jazz, like give me 3 or 5 albums. Like you have to give them. That was
like the 3rd or 4th jazz album I bought after, Kind of Blue and Bitches Brew, or I think that must have been like within the first 5 records I bought.
Really?
Jazz record.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think Record Keeper's right. Like it's we got to keep things in perspective. It's easy in 2025 to have a very, I don't know, confined definition of what pop music is. But yeah, from all different eras, like I said, making a case for Sinatra. Of course, Sinatra was poppy in the 40s. I mean, what else would have been poppy at that time? And yeah, I think that would have been, of any jazz song, that's probably the poppiest one. So at least I'll make that argument. Another one I want to say is like the first Stones album, which is getting some love on Record Store Day, Out of Our Heads. This has got I Can't Get No Satisfaction on it. this making a case for a band that was really a blues-based band, and really before they started writing hits was doing a lot of blues covers, and then came out with Satisfaction. I would see that as a pop song, man. I mean, how many you can't even hear the word satisfaction without thinking about it and singing it in your head, you know? So it's poppy, it's memorable. It's, you know, I think it even fits a lot of the things like criteria that Arnaldo was talking about in terms of thematically and stuff. It's just, it's just poppy to me. Yeah, I want to hold your hand and I can't get no satisfaction are kind of in bed together a little bit.
Yeah.
This is probably a little bluesier, but
right. And a bit more on the
Yeah.
rock side with the riff, you know, with the guitar riff.
right.
It's just a matter of the introduction of drugs and alcohol. The Stones got there first. Like that's what it comes to.
And then the Beatles took it to another stratosphere.
Yeah.
So I have one more that I'll do before I jump off, and we'll go back around again. I make a case. I know that they said late 60s that all kind of changed. I think people would think of Jimi Hendrix as someone that broke out of the pop mold. However, I would say on his first album, we got a lot of short, kind of memorable, I would say poppy kind of tunes with riffs like Purple Haze, Manic Depression. I know Hey Joe, you know, isn't his tune, and that's an older blues song, but I feel like he does it more modern. And I even think that I just think that some of the singles on here are very poppy and memorable. That might be hindsight. You know, I know when my dad would talk about when this record came out, just how crazy and different it was and psychedelic. And of course it is, but you know, 50 years later, I just feel like you could make an argument that Purple Haze is kind of a pop song in its own way. It's certainly more than, and this is my comparison, a record like this, which is way more kind of I don't know if it's technically a concept album, but you know, in terms of the music that's on here, it's far more bluesy and far more. Although, have you ever been to Electric Ladyland, man? I don't know.
No, that thing's got bangers. You ever heard Crosstown Traffic?
Oh yeah, and that's a pop
All Along
song,
the
I would say.
Watchtower?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. So now we're saying Dylan was a pop artist.
He was. He was striving for that.
That's what. Yeah.
He wanted
to be
that. He wanted that crown.
Oh, really? Okay. See, that's my lack of knowledge on Dylan. That's interesting.
Let's go, Arnaldo. Shake him up again. Let's go.
Okay. So I presented something that was one criteria of reaching a huge audience. That's what a pop song should do, right? And last for decades and be still culturally relevant. Now I'm going more into like the songwriting. I'm not a songwriter, not a musician, but there are certain chord structures and sequences that are often used in pop songs, right? And I think this song is perfectly written. Of course, it revolves around love, and the theme of love is always most likely going to appeal and work well in the pop genre. And don't know how many people know this band. They're called Prefab Sprout.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this song, When Love Breaks Down, was a missed hit. This should have been way more popular, should have been number one. They released it like 3 times as a single. That's how much the label believed in it in different formats. They did one mix, then they did a second mix, and I think they did a third one after the album came out, which the album was called Steve McQueen. In the US, it was called Two Wheels Round, because
Two Wheels Good.
Steve McQueen's family denied the use of the name in the United States. And it was 1985, and Steve McQueen was my favorite album of that year. Please note that year also saw the release of Meat is Murder. And you guys know how much of a Smiths fan I am. But
That's saying a lot.
the entire Steve McQueen album by Prefab Sprout, which is right here, this one,
They did the song "The King of Rock and Roll," right? I'm sitting here trying
Yes,
to.
that was like, let's call it the following album, if you're not counting the unreleased that came out, like released after a couple years. But from Langley Park to Memphis, King of Rock and Roll is on there. But for me, When Love Breaks Down is an example of a perfect pop song in terms of how it's written, like musically written. It's easy to understand the melody, the breaks, like the chorus. I don't know if you guys know the song. Otherwise, go ahead and listen to it, and you'll realize what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's my pick.
I'm gonna go check that
Nice.
out. I do like prefab, so I'm definitely gonna. Not familiar right offhand with that, so I'm gonna go check it out for sure.
Nice pick.
Very nice pick, Jay. You got another one for us?
Sure. So, is this the last round? Then I can.
Well, I guess yeah, I think so.
Should I slip the joke? Okay. So a pop song to me has to have repetition, and that repetition goes to where it's like slightly annoying, but it really catches you because they keep repeating it. And like I said before, it's catchy, but it's the repetition, right? So I chose some terrible ones right here. So
Here
this
we
one I
go.
chose. Oh my gosh, I need to get the label right. That's,
Okay, let me ask you. Okay,
lame.
before you show it, I got to ask you a
Oh,
question.
come on now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. These 45 7-inches you're showing all have white labels. My ignorance. Are there white label promos? Are these promos or is not a thing?
Oh no, some of them are, some of them are not. I mean,
Okay.
at that time when they released, like these 90 ones, they weren't going anything special unless you had spent the money. And most artists, of course, they weren't gonna spend the
Okay.
money. So all this shit cover. So I say repetition is the thing until it becomes like annoyance, but sometimes people love it. Los Del Rio, the Macarena, like this
Yeah.
thing,
Uh,
so they keep repeating it and people loved it. And then they, there was the dance. And if you were ever bored, just read the history of this song and that'll really just crack you up. Oh my gosh, it's not showing up. It's not focusing. Oh well, but you get the picture.
Because your face is
and
in
then-
the picture. Cover if you
Well,
put
put
it
it
yeah.
over your
front of
face, yeah.
Right. So then you can
Oh,
see
you
the
and this
annoyance
song,
here,
Jason.
You know.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
no,
you
then
like
come
this
on
song.
now. You can't put that in the same
Of
I
course I
hate
can.
that
It's my
song.
Oh,
choice.
come
It's
on.
my
I
choice,
hate
right?
that song.
So he takes everything at face value. Get it? Anyway.
You put Susu Studio right up there with Macarena in terms of annoyance.
So along with like repetition, sometimes that high voice is what you need to take it to the next level of a pop song. So I chose Armageddon It, right? Because
Oh.
are you Armageddon It? Get it? Oh man. Right? And then followed by Smooth Criminal again, when he's asking like Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Yeah,
That is
I'll give you
actually
that.
Michael Jackson's tribute to David Lynch, Twin Peaks, right? When Officer Cooper is hitting like his head against the mirror, he's asking, "How's Annie? How's Annie?" And Michael Jackson picked it up. He knew what was going on. So there you go, right? I had to sneak it in. Sorry. Not
Good.
sorry.
I'll actually give you that
Absolutely.
one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that yes. Well, to a certain extent, I agree. Susudio, I just can't stand the song.
What?
It's just
Well, that's
it's a
what I'm
ripoff
saying.
of what is it? 1999 by Prince.
Again, it's all about repetition, right? He's just saying nonsensical words repeatedly and in an annoying way, but it was.
But I
still
get
a
your
hit.
point. I get your point. Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't
So,
they? I thought studio. I thought I heard an interview back in the day that it was supposed to be somebody trying to say studio, and so he called it studio. Have you guys heard that?
Just, he's just fooling you. Just remember, no jacket required.
All right.
He's fooling you. Okay. Heads up.
So I when he was talking about repetition, Jason, I really thought you were gonna bust out the Baby Shark single from Record Store Day.
No, you
was
thought
concerned
I
about
was
that.
going to bust out Psychedelic Horseshit, New Wave Hippies, 2007. It should have been a hit, but it was not a hit. Failed use of repetition. I get it.
I was at my daughter's dance on Friday, and those kids got down to the Macarena and they knew it.
See,
They're,
that's what I'm
8,
saying.
9, 10. I was like, oh man, I thought you just can't get away from it, man.
It's catchy. You got to give it that.
You're gonna laugh. Like when I played this on the listening station, I was like, "This is a no-brainer. It's $5. It's a buy. It's a buy."
Oh,
Like, come on.
you gave somebody $5 for that, Jay.
I mean, people think like I have all this, amazing taste of music, and now I'll humble brag. Of course I do. Like, look at the Cure behind me. I mean, crap, I even have Television Adventure, not Marquee Moon, man. Come on. But like, you gotta love like awful pop from the 90s. It's undeniable.
Oh.
So again, you can still get new wave hippies. I think.
Has anyone worked for a company? I don't know if they still do this, but you work for a company and then you go to like a company function, and to wake you up, they do some dumb thing. Like we had a guy that one time, he started just clapping his hands and he starts going boom, boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. And everybody's just looking at each other. And then he starts going, we will rock. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So whoever it was that was presenting, sometimes they'll do the whole thing like, okay, close your eyes. You're an Eskimo in an igloo. What's your animal and all that stuff, you know? And I worked for a company where they did the Macarena and they made everybody stand up. They taught the dance. They played it. We all had to do it. You're supposed to, you know what I mean? Be an icebreaker or whatever. Oh my God, dude. I couldn't quit that job fast enough.
Yeah, that's not fun.
You got to know what I'm talking about, Group Seeker. Come on, man.
Yeah.
These companies, you know, it's not funny, guys. It doesn't help. All right, who else? You still got one, right, Chris?
I have 3 left. Should I do all 3 or should I just
do one because we can kind of balance them out.
So I promised you. So Jason and I, this is like a little duel he didn't know we were having. He wanted me to pick some jazz instrumentals. So I stayed away from Take 5. I didn't go Lee Morgan, Sidewinder. I didn't go Coltrane, My Favorite Things, but I did go the Ramsey Lewis trio, The In Crowd, as a pop song.
Oh man, I got a blank stare for you, dude. I don't know what that is.
You don't know The In Crowd?
That was like his big hit.
Maybe I have to hear it. I don't recognize the name.
Within 10 seconds, you'll be like, "Oh my God, I've heard this song a million times."
Okay.
Rojas, you got it? Can you cue it up?
No, I don't. I may have the single like that one or like Wade in the Water. So Spins, you don't know. Like those were his hits at the time. Like those two.
Was it? It was in a bunch of. Was it in Casino?
The In Crowd?
Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Oops.
You gonna play it, Spins? I can't believe you guys don't know. Ronaldo, you know this song.
No, I don't.
No, you know it. You just don't know it by the title.
The In Crowd.
All right, I made a bad choice for a pop song.
No.
No.
Oh, we have hand claps. Oh, Arnaldo's listening too.
See?
I don't know this song.
Oh,
really?
I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
I failed. Oh man, I thought that was going to be a layup.
Used to do like a Sunday DJ brunch. We used to play sort of that kind of jazz, you know, because you didn't want to go hard and play like funky stuff until the mid-afternoon. So then that sort of like soft, you know, breakfast jazz. That's what we called it. Breakfast jazz was fine in the morning.
Breakfast jazz.
Yeah, breakfast brunch jazz. Actually, Arnaldo, he's got a good bunch of Beatles covers you should check out. Ramsey Lewis.
I know Ramsey Lewis, but I don't know that song.
Yeah, I don't recognize the tune. Tonight, I'll listen to it. I'll put myself to sleep by it. Okay, hold on.
I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. I appreciate you having me on.
No. You're gonna redeem yourself with the next one.
Oh, well, I don't even want to do the next 2 now. I'm just kidding.
Are you kidding me? Wait, anytime I have Brandon on, he's showing. He's like, "Oh yeah, how about this? How about this? How about this?" I don't know any of the records. I'm like, dude, you're stumping me like every time. Just means you guys have deep, you know. You guys like your music. You guys got deep cuts. All right, I'm gonna make an argument about Frank Zappa. And Frank Zappa, I'm gonna say the use of pop songs in a Frank Zappa tune is gonna be cynical. You know, it's gonna be usually trying to make fun of or something, or being exaggerated or sarcastic. And even this record, which I don't know if Chris has listened to his yet. Got some
I have.
fantastic guitar on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Flo
that
and
one.
Eddie are on here. It might be the first Flo and Eddie sighting we get. I'm not sure in the studio. But yeah, this has got stuff like Road Ladies. Side 2 really has the more poppy stuff. Let me see. Ugh. Tell Me You Love Me. Tell Me You Love Me. Great Zappa tune. That is a pop song. Then we get, of course, back to back with like Chunga's Revenge, which is just this crunchy guitar, awesome just tune. But then Charlena ends this record, and it's sung by Flo and Eddie, the two guys from the Turtles. For people that know, the two guys from the Turtles were with the Zappa's band for a few years. Absolute pop music and cool stuff. Very different, obviously. Anything Zappa did was going to be different. But I just wanted to hold this up and say that there's pop music on here. You know, I just think pop can be in the most unassuming places. You just never know where you're going to find it.
I thought you were going to go Valley Girl when you said Zappa.
Oh, I mean, that would have been the obvious one. Yeah, Valley Girl. And then I'll show this one. Again, I don't know if this goes against what Wikipedia would call a pop song. I think it's absolutely a pop song, but take your time, do it right. You can do it. Baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. SOS Band, man. That song, oh my God, so good. And just takes me back to my childhood. It's a song that will get stuck in your head. That's another thing. I think if it gets stuck in your head and you identify it with things, you know, that just pop in your head and you start singing it in your head, like that's a pop song. And so even though this is, you know, SOS Band's a lot of funk and just great electro, you know, funk and stuff like that. Baby, you can do it. Massive pop song in my book. Okay, I got 3 more, but I'll wait. Chris, are you the only one left with records? Arnaldo?
No,
Jason?
I got something else. Mine's not a record.
Ronaldo's got one.
Okay, it's all you.
Because I don't have it on vinyl, so I'm just going to show the CD. And there are a lot of great examples of a pop song, because pop song is, for me, also production. You know, with production, you can make an okay song, an average song, something great. And I think there are a lot of examples with Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
Apart from the fact that Max Martin, Pharrell, they write some awesome songs. But again, going back to, I mean, I was listening the other day, it came on, I forgot where I was, and it came on Hit Me Baby One More Time. And I realized that song is so well written and it's so well arranged and produced that for me, that's a great example of a pop song, is Hit Me Baby One More Time, you know? And I think I heard a rock version of that. I forgot who did it. And I'm like, wow, it really stands up as a composition. It really has something behind it. So, and then Toxic. I mean, I think that's the perfect Britney Spears song is Toxic.
So
and talk about arrangement. It's like,
I have no problem saying Toxic is great.
I think the producer here brought back that whole Bollywood kind of strings for a moment, right? Wasn't that late 90s or early 2000 was Toxic,
It's
right?
early
And everyone
2000s.
started doing the Bollywood strings in the background. So production. And there's a lot
Was
of
it like Marilyn Manson or something that covered that? I know I've heard that song. Hit Me Baby One More Time. I can't remember who it was.
I forgot. I don't know if it was, I forgot what, it wasn't, was it Cake or, no, Cake did I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. It was a rock band that did, I don't know if it was emo or rock. I don't remember, but they did a great version of it. And it kind of made me wonder. It's like, oh, wow, it is a good song if you think about it.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
All right.
Toxic's a good one. Didn't the I don't know if it's like a group or like a duo produced Toxic. Didn't they also work with Kylie Minogue? I feel like they did.
I don't know. It's possible. Let's see. I'll look it up. Who did Toxic?
Just want to remind everybody, we're just going to go through a few more here. We're just talking pop music today. We're making arguments for some of our favorites, or some that maybe skirt the edge on why it could be considered pop music. But then at the top of the hour, or maybe even a little sooner, we're going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame list. And of course, he made a little game out of it. So stick around for that. Jay, are you all out of bullets?
No, this is the last round.
All right, here we go.
So I think pop music should have like a sense of fun and a sense of exhilaration into it. So like it just peaks out, whether it's like emoting, right? Or how do I say this? Let me see the pick here. Just be fun, right? So the exhilaration, I would choose right here, U2 Pride in the Name of Love. Like he really,
Yep.
you know, Bono, you know, young Bono over here, right? Let's look at him. He really emotes when he gets to the chorus, right? Like this is a fantastic song, right? Especially before the Joshua Tree, right? So that's a good one. Another one where I choose is X-Ray Specs, The World Turned Dayglow. Now this song, wow, the lead singer Polystyrene, she just really kind of just sings it in a very nursery rhyme, like the chorus, The World Turned Dayglow, over and over, and it really just, it's hypnotizing, right? Another one, because everyone's always showing all these old records, Chapel Roan and the Pink Pony Club. Like, whoa, like I couldn't find the other single that she did. Was it Good Luck Babe? But I found this one.
But no, Pink Pony trumps it. That's a song that people, I think, will be still singing and listening to 10 years from now, 15.
Yep. Fantastic. And I don't know what this is doing here, but you know, Black Flag 6-pack, yeah, sure. But the last one, of course, is I choose is the Sly and the Family Stone, Underdog. This is not a hit at the time.
Hell yeah.
But this is like probably, if you've seen that documentary that just came out today, that's on Hulu about Sly Stone, like they feature the song prominently, and it's probably too amazing to be like a hit. You know, that's the thing, like too much going on, but it's so funky. It's got drum breaks on this thing, you know, and a lot of shouty vocals, but again, you know, just very exhilaration, you know, like fun, you know, a rush of energy, you know, but there's nothing wrong with, you know, 6-pack, just heads up. Sorry, I had to sneak it in.
Little Black Flag in the mix.
I couldn't help it, you know. You're never going to see Chapel Row next to Black Flag.
Nah, this was your one chance. Absolutely.
Yes, of course. You see, if anyone in the panel and in the chat knows, and I'm just sneaking things in, right? Like MJ and David Lynch, just, you know, why not?
I love it.
Man, if we ever do best track one, side ones, I got to go with Sly and the Family Stone's In Time off Fresh. That's one of the best album openers ever. You know that tune? Oh,
yes.
Silky.
The thing is, like I'm saying, it just has to be a sense of exhilaration, right? Like, so, I mean, when Roy Orbison is like singing Crying, he's really going over the top, you know? And it's so nuts, you know? And look at this cover, right? Like, what's going on here?
The eyes cut out. That's
I know.
What is that doll?
It's the Candyman.
Oh,
that's a great
the
song
Candyman.
too. The B-side, like it's like fantastic. So
that's funny.
You know, I mean, you should be glad. I mean, if we want to do one more round, I have the rejects, but like, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do another round. You're busting out some nice 7-inch today, man. Cool stuff. All right, let me do. You got any more? I think it's my turn, right, Chris? Didn't you go?
It's Chris. It's Chris.
Turn? Okay.
I got 2 more, and then I just have a few I want to rattle off that I don't own. We don't have to discuss them. I just want to throw them out there because I think they're fun picks. But the next one I'm going to pick is the Verve Bittersweet Symphony.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of the there's nothing I can say about it. It's a massive, massive tune.
We won't even get into how they
you mean the Stones last time?
The Rolling Stones, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Stones last time orchestral version. I know.
Which is actually cool. That's really cool.
What's crazy about this is like I don't even think this is their best song. I think there's a bunch of others that I love, and I think like their greatness got overshadowed by how big this song was, if that even makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, people think they're like a one-hit wonder, and it's like not even close.
That's probably true.
But yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, when everybody got Napster when I was in high school, it was like, oh, this song was probably the first one we all downloaded or one of the first ones. So it's just an essential hit. So that's my next pick.
Can't argue with that, man. every once in a while that just pop in my head. Dude, the other day I was just thinking about that song. It's so great.
Although The Drugs Don't Work is the better song on that album.
The best. Oh my god, that's the one. Did you get that Ben Harper cover I sent you? It does a pretty cool job on it.
Yeah.
That's my cut by The Verb. I love that song.
All right. I'll just do these quickly. I'm going to make an argument that Crazy Train. Yeah, you hear it at all the ball games. I mean, it's like, I know it's Ozzy coming out of Black Sabbath, but dude, it's a pop song, you know? So yeah, Crazy Train.
Well, Spins, if you can turn it into a techno song, it's a pop song.
Yeah, there you go. I would never. So Beastie Boys, I've been filling my Beastie Boys. I've loved them forever. And I would never really think of the Beastie Boys as being pop. I was really hard pressed to think of a Beastie Boys pop song because they're just such a great combination of hip hop and hardcore and their stuff and punk, and their stuff is, they're just so in a league of their own that way, like them or hate them. Even if you don't want to call them legit hip hop, it's like they just do their own thing. Except for off the first album, I think you got to say "Fight for Your Right." It's definitely a pop song. That was an anthem back in the day, right? Much to their chagrin, obviously, they had to break from that mold, and they did a great job of it, man. They broke out of that "Fight to Your Right."
Sounds like they sound like after that they became a different band, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
What
totally.
they turned into, and then you look back and you hear that "Fight for Your Right." It's like, is this even the same band?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was kind of funny. And you hear those guys get interviewed now, and over the years, it's like, that was cringe for them. It's like, yeah, they was on the cusp of like being high school students and then like becoming adults. And when they became adults, they were like, did we really just do that? And now we're known for like all this misogyny and just, you know, the party band, and everybody wants more "Fight for Your Right" from us and all that stuff. All right, this one's legitimate. I mean, this is the one that I think I'd be difficult to disagree. Now I'm spacing out on the title. Oh, come on, man. Must be on the... I hate when it's on the B side.
I like the B side.
Yeah. The side I want is never facing when I need help. Oh, here we go. Just Like Heaven. And I know my boy Brandon, if he's still here, he picked this on. Well, we did another video where he picked this as like a stank face tune. Just Like Heaven might be, and I think he makes the argument for one of the, if not the best pop song. It's perfect. It's perfect. And so Just Like Heaven, The Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Got to give them their props. So
although I have to say, their perfect pop song is probably Friday I'm in Love.
How crazy is that they follow up that song with Friday I'm in Love, and it's freaking just as good. That's a great argument. Yeah, there you go. Wish. Very nice.
Or to
It really fell off.
Jason was saying, with the little whistle that was on In Between Days.
Yeah.
That is another recognizable, like da 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 da. So yeah, sometimes it takes just like a catchy instrument or something weird that makes it so memorable or iconic. And
that's the thing about The Cure, man. I was making this argument last time when Jose wanted to, you know, he was saying, no, the Bela Lugosi's Dead is more, what were we saying? I don't know, depressing than like a Cure album. It's like, how about Pornography, which starts with the line, "It doesn't matter if we all die." And I mean, they can do that, and they can write Faith, 17 Seconds, and Pornography, which Jay's pointing out right now. It's some of the most incredibly, I know people lock that into like, well, that's like depressing music or whatever, gothic music and stuff. It's amazing. 17 Seconds is one of my favorite albums ever. And not only did they do that, but like Arnaldo just said, then they did Kiss Me. They did, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Then they did Wish, and some of the best pop songs of that genre ever. So that's an accomplishment. That's why I'm so disappointed with their new album, because they got all that in them. I just want to see that. All right. Well, we were able to string it out 1 hour, and that is the I think that's going to be surface noise proper.
Wait,
First album.
Can I,
Oh, you got
can I
something
throw
else?
30 seconds?
Yeah.
I should have led with this. One of the greatest pop songwriters ever on this track, Nile Rodgers on Daft Punk's "Get Lucky."
Daft Punk has a lot of great pop songs.
I want to throw a couple of things out real quick. Mamas and the Papas, "California Dreamin'."
Yeah.
Bobby Caldwell, "What You Won't Do for Love."
Ooh,
D-Light, "Groove Is in the Heart." I mean, that's a pop
banger.
song. That's a crossover.
That's a banger.
And on the subject of Nirvana, I would argue their poppiest song is "In Bloom."
In Blue. Okay.
In Bloom. Yeah.
Oh, In
track
Bloom.
two, never mind.
I have to go check that out.
I think that's a pop song.
Are you gonna cut the pop stuff at the hour? Are we gonna cut
Well,
it?
we can start
just
that out.
wanna- I
Yeah,
just
we
want to
can.
go guilty pleasures, guilty. The
Well, what do you
pile that
got?
didn't make it.
Let's roll.
The
Let's
pile
roll
didn't
with
make it. The Divinals. I touch myself. Oh man, it's all
it.
about guilty pleasures, you know.
We went from "I Want to Hold
Line.
Your Hand" to "I Touch Myself."
Of course, Chris Gaines, "Lost in You," the best. Before Sasha Fierce, Beyonce, Chris Gaines, "Love You." Hey, RSD, if you're watching, release Chris Gaines, you know, release the beast. Come on. And of course, guilty pleasures, guided by voices. I'm a tree. You represent Bob. Bob, if you're watching, come on now. I am a tree. Doug Gillard, that riff, that guitar riff, whoa, smoking. Honestly, you know. Yeah, I bought it for $6, but come on, this should have been like 50. Let's be honest here. This is amazing. This, you know. Okay, that was guilty pleasures.
I was hoping that Rojas would have a 45 of Natalie and Bruglia Torn. I thought that would have
that's
been.
somewhere. Did you really need to see it?
Oh, that's a
I mean,
banger.
also shout out to like one that should not have been a single. Was Too Deep. Talk, I believe in you. Too much. It was too much emotion for a 45. You know, too much. But you know, there it is. They put it out. You know, heavy.
Dead Bob has heard your call, Rojas. He's in the house, guided by voices.
Nice. Great. That riff, when you hear that riff, when you know, if you can survive a Guided by Voices 3-hour show, and then you have to wait 2 hours until they play "I'm a Tree," like, whoa, like it is totally worth it. And then you could leave. I mean, that's just me, you know, unless you really want to hear like their other songs, you know, "I'm a Scientist," you know, "Tractor Rape Chain," whoa, heavy, you know, but, you know, classic. Guided by Voices, "I'm a Tree." Like,
I Am a Tree.
Okay. That's
All
it.
right.
I mean, I was gonna embarrass myself and show Garth Brooks. This is shout out for Concert Buddy here. You know, if you're gonna rip off Bob Seger, you know, you might as well do it right. Thunder Rolls, man. There you go.
Garth
All right, I'm
Brooks
done.
in the
I'm
house.
done.
Wow, a Garth Brooks sighting today, folks.
I
And
know,
Concert
right?
Buddy's
Two of
not
them,
even in
two
the
of them.
house.
2 of them, right?
Good stuff. I love it. Well, there you go, guys. We are challenging. Yeah, I know we didn't do a lot of obvious ones. That was kind of the point. You know, maybe challenge the boundaries a little bit and make some cases for pop songs that maybe aren't, you know, on the top of everyone's list. So I hope that was interesting. Everyone, thank you for being here. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're going to keep on rolling. We're going to start talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame list. Love it, hate it, who should get in, who shouldn't. And we'll have hopefully some audience participation for that one as well. Everybody, thank you for being here. We will see you next time. Don't forget, next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. You're going to see the Concert Buddy. Chance will be here hosting. So thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
All right. I don't really have an official. I hope that's good enough, Chance. I'm sorry. I don't really have an official line in the sand. I will change the banner, though.
You know, when I played this Thunder Rolls, oh my gosh, I just started like cracking up. I had to like stop myself, you know. I was like, man, like I can't believe this is here, you know. And it must have shocked the owner when he was going through my pile and like looking at it, and then he must have done a double take, like looking at me. Didn't know you were, you know, Thunder Rolls, really, you know.
I should also thank everybody for their participation. I know it was hard to kind of jump in and read all the comments, but I saw you guys. I appreciate all the great pop songs that you guys brought up also. All good stuff. So, uh-oh, we lost Arnaldo. Well, while he's coming back, let me throw up the, there he is.
Sorry.
All good.
I clicked something wrong.
He's back. He's back. All right. So here is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame list. These are the nominations, the nominees. And if you guys haven't seen the list, this list was released, what, yesterday or a couple days ago? And so,
a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago. So we'll just go through this because I know, the topic of conversation, right? Who should get in, who shouldn't. I guess the actual announcement happens in the fall for the winners. So we can kind of debate this in the meantime. Some glaring things going on here, which we can get into as we go. And of course, we're going to have to, if you guys need to go get some popcorn or take a leak or whatever, we will get to fish. You guys can take your break then. Hang with us until then.
Just be prepared. I have notes upon notes.
Oh no!
To make my case.
Oh my goodness!
Get out of here!
I'm not even gonna fight you, dude. Arnaldo, we keep losing him.
I know. I'm sorry.
You have to vote with your hands, Arnaldo. We got to get the emojis because there's also one of these, right? So you can give us that too. All right. Anything before we get started? Any thoughts? Any general thoughts about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in general, or anything we get started? I'll say this: Chris, we first met, I don't remember what it was. You mentioned something about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and it sent me off to the list of everyone that's been inducted, and I felt like every freaking band was in there. I was like, damn! I didn't realize how many people were in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm like, what's the criteria for getting in? You have to have 2 albums? Like, it was kind of crazy. I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
I have like a love-hate relationship with it. I like the Grammys or anything. I like it when it's convenient for me. Like I liked it last year. Tribe Called Quest got in, Dave Matthews got in. That was cool. In some years, I'm like, what the hell are these people doing in here? Like, we'll get into this, but like, as much as I love Jay-Z, like he's in before Joy Division. Like, are you kidding me? Stuff like that. So I think it's an important institution. I think it's fun. I think what I like about it the most is like what we're going to do tonight and like debate it because we think we know better. And we probably do actually, because we piss excellence.
Of course we do.
But that's where I get the joy out of it. Like if somebody doesn't get in, and I think they should be in, it's like a fun argument for all time. And if somebody's in that people think shouldn't be in, then that's a fun argument for me too. So I like the controversy of it. I don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, I think that's where I come from. It's fun to debate. I pulled up some things just to kind of go over the charts of some of these bands and stuff, but it's just for fun, right? I'm not saying you have to have X number of hit songs to get in. I'm not saying you have to have charted so many albums, but it's a piece of the criteria, and I thought it might be interesting for the conversation. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just fun to talk about. Same thing with like baseball Hall of Fame. Football. Yeah, it's like there's guys that aren't in there. I'm like, why? There's players that these guys are better than this guy that did get in. So, but whatever. It's fun to talk about.
Arnaldo, what's your thoughts on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't know. It's like the Grammys. It's just like it's like, I don't know. Now it's become very politically correct. So some people are getting in because they have to represent. And I don't want to be controversial here, but
that's why you're here, Arnaldo.
I'll be controversial for you. Maybe not for you, but I'm going to be controversial. Like, and I'll go on record saying like my friend is the vocal engineer for this woman's past 2 albums. He got nominated for a Grammy, so like I want her to be successful. But like Mary J. Blige being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before,
well, I think
New Order and Joy Division, like
a broader term. You don't have to do the rock and roll with the guitar, as long as you're rock and roll attitude, right?
Okay.
That I agree with but she's more deserving before some of these bands are. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I think she should get there one day.
Yeah,
She's
I
important.
agree. I
But it's
agree.
like,
She's important, and I don't know. Again, we go back to the PC thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yes.
can get into some of that. Look, we're just giving our opinions here, guys, and we don't plan any of this stuff, so we're out here just we're totally free balling it, right? It's like, hopefully that's why people watch, because they want to see things in real time, and so if we say something controversial, whatever, maybe we'll. If we had more time to think about it, we might say something different. We might wake up on a different side of bed tomorrow, but hey, we're just sharing our opinions today. Any thoughts, Jay, on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Breaking news. I just received a message from the representatives and handlers from Billy Idol, so he'll be going really high on this list tonight.
Oh.
He's saying the check is in the mail, so that's what I think about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, man, the check is in the mail. Whew, that's dirty talk. All right. Well, let's kick it off, man. Bad Company. I don't know how this one doesn't let me like blow it up or anything. So hopefully everybody can see that okay. Bad Company. Now, Bad Company, I might as well do a little bit of this. Their first 3 albums all charted top 10. Bad Company, Straight Shooter, Run with the Pack. And after that, still some good stuff, but seems like that was kind of their wheelhouse, or kind of when they were really on fire. So any thoughts about Bad Company, guys?
I have a tough time differentiating Bad Company from Creed, so I'm going to say never. No. Nah. X marks the spot. Rojas left. He doesn't even have an opinion on Bad
He's going
Company.
to grab a Bad Company record.
He's like, I'm out of here. Take a
So
hike.
both of you guys say nah.
Nah.
Okay. Bad Company needs to be in, says David. You guys are don't piss off our the lovely people, our awesome community in chat.
All right,
now.
Jason.
Did you all say nah? Did you all say nah?
We got
I
2
said nah.
nahs.
You said nah. Really? Breaking news. The handlers of Bad Company have messaged me. They're saying that the check is in the mail. So, we're just going to have to say absolutely. You got to roll the dice with it, baby.
Straight
you gotta
shooter.
Roll the dice. You're going to quote Jack Kerouac on Desolation Angels, right? You're going to do it, right? And my favorite one, the banger right here, Rough Diamonds, because you're going to break up and things are hard. So you can actually do a funk track.
Rough Diamonds, 1982.
No one's ever going to remember it, but when you funk it out, and it's written by the bass player, so sure, absolutely. Paul Rogers is messaging me right now. He says, love you, Rojas, love you. That's right.
Okay, only.
I
So
got
what are we
you.
at? 3 against 1?
So we got 2.
Vince, what do you say? Yes or no?
Man, I think they got to be in.
Like an absolutely?
I mean, they've been around a long time. By the way, the criteria is you have to have been around 25 years before you can be nominated. Bad
Right.
Company's been around.
Come on, look at the die cut
50
on
years.
Rough
Are they
Diamonds.
deserving?
Come on.
What?
Are they deserving?
Chad, AP, are you listening to me? Do this one.
So like I
Well-
said, everybody freaking gets in. Like if you're going to keep Bad Company
No.
out, then you got to keep out a lot of other bands.
All right, you can
That's
let it in.
fine.
I'm not.
All right.
You know-
Bad Company's.
What do you
all
say,
they
Jay?
did-
Since,
All they did was
since it's
spawn
divided,
Creed, man.
I wanna admit-
divided, it's not yet.
Yeah, we got to
Okay.
go not yet.
Oh.
I strive for a respectable Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm in charge, and I
Yes.
want to clean up. I want to clean up the criteria.
No. No other bands doing die cut. Come on, look at this. Look at this. You can feel this, man. The Americans, they like ripped it off. Like they did a full length. Come on, do it right. Come on.
All right, let's
All
move
right.
All
We're moving
right.
on. We got a not yet out of Bad Company, guys. All right. What about Cyndi Lauper?
It's a not
Cyndi
for me.
Lauper is, let me just, oh no, I'm not in order here. Hold on. Oh, here we
Maybe
go.
the
Okay.
Wrestling Hall of Fame, but not the.
She's So Unusual, the record we're looking at now. I think that's a great album. That charted number 4 in the US when it came out. True Colors charted number 4 when it came out. After that, I don't know. I didn't listen to a lot of stuff after that.
What? She was on the Goonies soundtrack.
On the Goonies soundtrack. Awesome. Absolutely. Great movie.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Arnaldo's trying to say something.
Absolutely.
Well, give us how do we get some?
I
We
don't
need
know.
the
It's not
emojis.
working. See how it's not working?
Oh, no, there
you
we go. There we go. Fireworks from Arnaldo. Okay. Chris, yay or nay?
I think.
Don't
her
use your
song-
90s bias.
I'm not using my 90s bias. I think maybe a song or her album should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but not her complete body of work.
Richie Valens only had one song out, and he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
What are you talking about, Chris? Cyndi Lauper is friends with Captain Lou.
Captain Lou.
I was gonna say,
Come on.
Captain Lou's from my
Ties with
hometown. I
wrestling.
know.
Jeez, come
He used to
on
do our
now.
local commercials.
Get outta
No.
here.
she
That's why I
has
said he should be in the Wrestling Hall
WWF
of Fame.
ties.
Come on.
Listen, I'm just gonna say nah to everything because once we get to fish, I'm gonna get eviscerated. So
What
let's just get out of the way.
Could you imagine living in a world without girls just want to have fun? I don't want to
Yeah,
live in
time
that
after-
world.
Okay,
Yes,
Chris.
time after time.
Time after
Miles
time, I
Davis.
know.
Miles Davis
did time after
covered
time.
time after time. If it's good,
There you
if
go.
she is good enough for Miles Davis, I rest my case.
Right to the top, baby. Boom. Absolutely.
I think Miles just wanted to make it better. That's all.
No, he was like part of the zeitgeist. He even covered Scritti Politti. Come on now. Come on. Out of here.
All right. So that's
Okay.
Cyndi Lauper. She's in. All right. What about Mariah, guys? Mariah, just to remind everybody, self-titled album, number 1 with a bullet, 1990, first record. Emotions.
Did you ever see the Today Show where like the backing vocal failed her and she had to sing live in the morning? Oh man, what a
Oh, I
banger.
think I did see that.
And then like she's singing like on key, emoting, and then she gives this look at the end, like looking at like some sort of like near the stage, like you're fired.
Yeah, right.
You're fired.
Exactly.
You're fired. You know.
Well, she's got at least 3 number 1 out, 4 number 1 albums. So for what it's worth, I'm not saying that's the only criteria, but I'm saying massive star, right?
This is what pushes me over the edge. My first slow dance at a school social was to always be my baby. So I'm going to say she absolutely deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Oh, we got a thumbs up from Chris.
Ooh. Man.
Did you vote, Jason? Was that you voting with your story, or what do you think?
Sure, yeah. If you watch that video, it's on YouTube. It's an amazing video. Like she
gets
sings
in.
well and she's angry.
No one is disputing she's extremely talented, amazing vocalist, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
And I
But
have
in
a
the
soft
R&B
spot for
world-
her. She writes some pretty great pop songs. Let's
So
not
why are
forget
you leaving her
that
out?
she's a
Arnaldo?
writer. Because she's not rock and roll for me.
Okay.
There's
That's
nothing
actually
about her that was rock and roll. Madonna, I love Madonna, but you could see Madonna as a rock and roll. You know what I mean? In attitude.
right.
That's how I'm looking at it. I'm
You
trying
just
to.
wait till her grunge record comes out.
That's
the
what
Mariah
I'm talking
grunge
about.
record.
Wait till the grunge
You-
record drops.
You wait, because if
She's
she
always-
wins, the grunge record
she's
comes out,
always
and you'll be
been
like, "Whoa!"
nicey, right? She's always been cutie and never
No, watch that Today Show video. Like,
never
that
stepping.
look.
Yes, she's a diva. Maybe for that
that's what
reason
I'm
she could
saying,
go in
that
because she's a
look.
diva.
Like, whoa.
But I don't know. And that's not taken away from her. She has written some great songs, and she was a phenomenal singer, but the voice doesn't last forever, and she does what she can now. But I don't think she's rock and roll enough.
So if you had to say it with your thumbs, Arnaldo, how would you say it?
See,
Whoa.
there we
Okay,
go.
there,
Thumbs up.
there you go. You got
So
yeah.
it's 2-2. I mean, this is not
Ooh.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so let's do
Not
this.
yet.
I think
I guess
someone
you
had
put it in the not yet.
someone had a good point. You guys want to let the chat do the tiebreakers?
Oh, now Fish is never getting in.
Chat, Bad Company, yay or nay? They're in the not yet right now.
You can throw a poll. Just throw the poll.
Oh, we'll do a poll. That's a
Arnaldo,
good idea. We'll do a poll.
Serious question because I like both artists. is Mary more rock and roll than Mariah? You would say yes.
Mary J. Blige?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree with that. I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure I understand where
absolutely.
you're coming from.
Even
Did you
though
watch that Jules Holland
Kick,
performance?
Vinyl and Kicks says she was in a grunge band.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
she
got
has a grunge.
yeah.
She.
I didn't know
released
that.
What's that? You got to hear that thing.
I didn't know that. Maybe I'll go ahead and listen to it.
It's she was feeling that that anger.
I would assume it's better than Kate Hudson's grunge attempt, but we'll see.
Sorry, I got to fire up the YouTube machine to get this going. Okay, here we go.
Oh, so where is Mariah? Is she in Not Yet Spins?
Yeah, because it was 2 against 2. But
Well, did I vote?
Paul-
I don't know. I think the problem is Arnaldo might have convinced me because I would have had her in there. But as soon as he said, "Is she rock and roll?" Now I'm on the fence. All right, I'm gonna put up 2 polls, guys. It's up to you. We're gonna do Bad Company and Mariah. Let's do Bad Company first, and then we'll move on.
But she's got that track with ODB. That's rock and roll, man.
She's no Cyndi Lauper, man.
That's right. She had a successful career.
Oh,
Just kidding. I'm just
dare
kidding.
you. All right, here's the first one. Does Bad Company get in? You guys decide. The poll. Oh, God, that's the problem with the polls, though. It's only going to work on my channel. So that's why you guys got to do it in chat. We got to do it in chat.
All right. Let's keep it moving.
All right, we'll keep it moving. Right now, we need a tiebreaker for Bad Company and Mariah. You guys decide. All right, Billy Idol. He's an absolutely for me. Come on, dude. Rocker, Dancing with Myself. Just awesome stuff.
As I said, the handlers have contacted me. Billy Idol. He was in Generation
Yes.
X. Absolutely.
Yes for Billy Idol.
Absolutely. White Wedding. Duh. Come on.
Go ahead, Chris. Tell us why you don't like good music.
It's not that I like Billy Idol, and I know he's going to get in. But here's what you guys have to recognize, which is what I struggle with. All of these bands aren't going to get in, and almost all of them should be in based upon who's in there right now.
Last year, so I looked that up. Last year, 8 bands got in. So,
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't know how it works every year. I didn't go back any further, but
I think Billy Idol should be in.
yeah, he's got to get in there. All right, the sweep, the first sweep, I think. Maybe Cindy was a sweep too. All right. Well, oh my God, who is that, guys? Help me
The
out.
White Stripes.
White Stripes. I don't know. I just had Black Keys on my mind. White Stripes.
Oh man!
I know. I knew it was a color. I knew it was a color.
No, that's if Jack White sees this video, we're gonna get taken off YouTube.
I knew it was a color. Okay.
Fighting words.
Oof.
Wow.
Sorry, I'll just give you guys some deets. Right now, I don't know. How's the vote looking, guys? Mariah, we got yays, we got nays. This is just complicating things even worse.
Why don't we just vote and then have the crowd eviscerate our opinions? I think that's the best way to do it.
Okay, White Stripes.
What?
Elephant Charts number 6. Get Behind Me, Satan was a 3, and Icky Thump. These guys actually improved over time. Icky Thump, 2007. They almost hit number 1. They hit number 2.
With Icky Thump, really?
Yeah, in the U.S. And then number 3 in Australia.
This is an absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
This is
Jack White is like rock royalty now.
I guess.
What do you say, Jay? He's got to get in, right?
I'm pretty sure Jack White hates my guts since 2001.
Oh, he's going to make it personal now.
when I went to the front of the stage and just said these guys suck. Was it in 2001? Maybe. Yeah, it has to.
Oh,
be
that was.
1999.
I remember you telling that story.
And then I met Meg White later, and she's a cutie. So I don't know. Man, I'm in the not yet.
I just want to say, if you are a fan of music and you don't think they deserve to be in, you just hate them, and that's fine.
No, I don't hate them.
No, not you. Not you. I'm looking at some of the comments people make.
Oh, I see.
Oh, we got a lot of thumbs down.
This is like, There's no way they can't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's no way.
Yeah, we got to put him in there. Guys, I'm sorry. I put up the I can only put up the poll on my channel. So if you're not on Spins Vinyls channel and you're on Concert Buddies, you won't see the poll. So we just got to do it in chat. We'll just go along. Well, at the end, we'll adjust it. So now, is this pronounced Mana? I got to be honest, dude. I never even heard of this band. Mana.
I think it's Mana.
Mana?
Mono.
yeah.
It's mono.
Mana.
Okay. Mana.
No, out of spite, because Soda Stereo should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Mana. I have no idea who they are. And I know Cesar will probably hate me because he was chiming in earlier, but he will agree if Soda Stereo are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then Mana shouldn't be either. Cesar, what do you say? Yes, Felipe, Cesar, maybe you guys know Mana better. Are they more deserving to be in the Hall of Fame before Soda Stereo?
They went #1 in Spain and Mexico with their album Drama y Luz, or Drama y Luz, whatever that. Sorry, my Spanish isn't top notch. But I've never heard of them. I can't even vote on this. I don't know.
When I worked at the music store, the Latin section was probably 3 or 4 feet long, and like 75% of it was just multiple CDs of this band. So they were massive. Like it was the only thing we sold. Like that and like Ricky Martin, I guess.
Okay, so it's Felipe is a little on the fence because they're not as popular. But who's more deserving?
Well, even if Felipe is on the fence,
Fame?
if he's on the fence, it's got to be Nah, right?
This is like a crossover almost.
I don't know. I'm out of spite. I'm going to say no because I like Soda Stereo and I don't know one Mana song. Or
we're going to let people that actually
Felipe
know. Felipe
says yes.
All right, we're going to let the people that actually heard this.
Let the people decide.
Exactly.
If they get inducted, their speech won't be televised. It'll be before
they
the show.
Definitely will get inducted because that is we have the PC vote that's going to induct them.
Cesar is going to lose his mind. Mana is one of the most famous Spanish rock bands of the 90s, broke records on number of consecutive sold-out concerts at the LA Forum, more than any other band, English or Spanish. Cesar, Mana is in, dude.
Okay, everyone's saying
I disagree. I'm going to be the dissenting opinion. If Los Del Rio is not in the Hall of Fame, then Mana don't belong either.
When did Los Del Rio come out? Are they over 25 years old?
1990.
Yeah, that was 90s.
All right.
Yep.
Well, they're eligible. Black
whatever.
Crows.
Absolutely.
Not yet.
Black Crows charted #4 right out of the gate. Charted they got a #1 in the U.S. The Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, second album charted.
Record.
One with a bullet.
Ooh.
Ooh. When you make a comeback, you release a new album, you get nominated for a Grammy, and you have an Amazon Music special, you've done the politicking. You're going in the Hall of Fame.
Cesar, what did I say? You know I love you, dude. Which comment did I miss? I'm so sorry. The comments are flying. I just think Soda Stereo should have been the first Hispanic rock band, but not Mana deserves it too. Which one did I miss, dude? Just retype it. I'm so sorry.
Arnaldo, you say not yet. What's your take on that?
I say not yet. I think, yeah, they're deserving, but I think other people should be inducted before them.
I agree.
So that's why I'm going to say not yet.
Okay. I respect that. I just think they're going to get in just with the media seems to be playing.
Oh, well, I mean, this is our vote.
Yeah, what do you think? Are you
not,
exactly? What
right?
do you, Chris? Are you putting him in there?
Oh, then I would say not yet. Also, my fault. I agree with Arnaldo. It's like
we're not predicting because probably Bad Company is getting in,
right?
And
yeah,
it's very possible that
Mariah's going to get it.
getting in,
right?
And Mana definitely is going to get in because they're the Latin band. So, but this is our poll. We're the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now.
I'm dissenting opinion. I would love to see that lineup of the Robinson brothers, Mark Ford, Johnny Colt, and who was the drummer? Steve
Gorman.
Like I saw them live during the Amorica tour. Wow, amazing. I mean, I would say absolutely out of my nostalgia for seeing them. Like, they were the best. Mark Ford is the best guitar player. Like, he slays, you know? But I can see, so we're split, so we will go with the not yet.
Spins, what did you say?
I'm saying not yet. I'm trying to figure out what I said to Cesar. Dude, I'm so sorry. I said that they charted in Mexico and Spain. I don't.
No, Cesar's just mad at me because I said Los Del Rio should go before Mana.
Oh, is he talking to you? Okay, I feel better now. I don't care if he's mad at you. Okay, I figured why not? Let's slow the show down. Fish, can you believe they want to get these guys in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Go ahead, Chris. You have the floor.
You guys go first.
Should I? Okay.
All right, I'll go first. So I get out of the way. They've been around for so long, and they're not really my taste. I really can't get into them. But I think they should go in. That's my take. Even though it's like I think they've been around for so long. They're a cult. They have a cult following. They're rock and roll. I think they should be in, even though they're not my taste.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't see that coming.
Is my audio coming in light, guys?
No.
No, that's just.
I turned it down a little bit, guys, just because I was like peaking big. I realized I hear myself back on some of these live streams, and I was like distorted. So I realized I had my gain cranked up. So I've kind of toned it down a bit. So let me know if you can't hear me though. I want to come in loud and clear for you, Jay.
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that everyone else can hear me too. What do you say, Jay? Fish, yay or nay?
Did we hear Chris's?
He wants to
10
go last
commandments on Fish. Oh,
No,
you want to go last?
I'll give my lecture if you want me to.
Yeah, let me hear this lecture.
Okay. They are not everybody's cup of tea. They've been around since 1986.
How many times have they been nominated?
This is the first time.
This is the first
Oh.
time?
This is the
Rojas,
first time.
you sound low.
One of their concert props is in the hallway of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's like the famous joke. My argument has nothing to do with their music. My argument is how extremely influential they are in the music industry that people don't really know about. So first and foremost, completely grassroots, had one video on MTV that was a dud. Yet they are one of the highest grossing live bands year after year. When they play the Garden for 4 nights, they sell out in 5 minutes. Like it's a done deal. Second thing, not considering Woodstock or Live Aid, they are the sole reason that these festivals were developed and have been successful. Your Coachellas of the world, I guess Burning Man to a certain extent, all of these 3-day festivals that pop up around the country now that are very popular, they are the first group or organization to lay out that blueprint that everybody stole from. And it's been documented, and they've been an advocate for these festivals to go off a correct way. Bonnaroo is all driven off the Fish Festival model. This is a very important take. The third thing is, outside of Pearl Jam and the Dave Matthews Band, no one has more power over Ticketmaster than Fish. And they've had this power since the early 90s. So from a business perspective, forget the music. They are extremely important in artist advocacy, being creative, kind of forging their own path, owning all of their publishing, merchandising, all of these things. And they've kind of forged a path for groups to be free and break away from record labels and break away from all the nonsense that these groups have to deal with. And they're extremely influential and should be in from that perspective, let alone the longevity. These guys have 18 studio albums. They tour every year. They sell out, high grossing, and they march to the beat of their own drum. They carried on Everybody equates them to the Grateful Dead, which is true from the touring perspective, but they carried on with what Zappa lived for. So it's a crime to think these guys, maybe they don't get in this year, but they deserve to be there. They are their own entity. And musically, yeah, I can make an argument that, yeah, not everybody likes them. I get that. But for what they've done for the music industry and what they've influenced, like, they deserve to be there. And I don't think there's a band in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that would say Fish doesn't belong here. Even if Oasis gets in, I think Liam and Noel will be like, those guys are all right. So that's kind of my high level 45-minute lecture consolidated into 2.5 minutes.
So I have
Did you
questions
just
for
say?
you, but Jay, before
Did you just
go,
say that? Oh, no. I just want to say this to
people
Chris
can't
real
hear
quick.
you. I guess people can't hear you right now for
Oh,
some reason.
they can hear him.
Okay, I just had a lot of people were saying that we can't hear Jay. So I hear you fine. So I don't know.
Don't worry about that person.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
worry. I won't get into it. But Chris Groove Seeker, did you just say you wanted the White Stripes in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is that what you were saying with all that?
Yes. Yes.
In a word, yes. So, dude, Chris, is it safe to say that Fish is your, if not your favorite band, one of your favorite bands?
This is my favorite band of all time.
Okay. Why are they controversial? Why is there like...
They're controversial because they're genreless. And there's the impression that the only reason why they're popular is because Jerry Garcia died. And there was a transition from Deadhead to Fishhead. But if you go back historically, before Jerry died, they were already on an upswing that was unprecedented for the way that they rose through the ranks, just for being a grassroots band. These guys sold out Madison Square Garden in 1994. They never had an album that charted. Like, this is not some kind of, people. There is a scene involved with the Fish community. And there
that
is
was going to be another question I had. Yeah.
There is a stereotypical group of people that go see Fish, just like there's a stereotypical group of people that are Cure fans, just like there's a stereotypical group of people with bad music taste that like Bad Company. Like, all that exists. But these guys are an anomaly in a commercialized industry. And by the way, if we do bring up music, all four of these guys as individuals are complete virtuosos at their instrument, like incredible musicians. And I think also they just touch so many.
Look what Tokyo
genres.
Records just said. I think you told me that before, right? They played 13 nights in a row at MSG and didn't repeat a song, right?
And sold out 13 nights.
Well, you know why? Because
in the middle of the summer,
are like
because they play everyone else's music.
30 minutes long. No wonder.
I mean, they have over 300. They have over 300 original songs in their catalog, and
I'm joking.
They play
right?
two. No, I know. They play two sets. The first set's an hour and 20 minutes. They play 10 or 12 songs. Then the second set might be an hour and 20 minutes. They'll play 5 or 6 songs. It all depends on the night you get. That's the other thing too, from a musical standpoint. These guys are taking more risks on stage, arguably, than any band or artist has ever taken. So you might go see them and they might have an off night, and the fans know when it's an off night. And then the fans know the next night's going to be probably magical. So this is a completely unique approach to music. It touches jazz, it touches prog rock, it touches bluegrass, it touches straight up 70s rock, it touches funk, it touches R&B. I mean, these guys are a melting pot of genius. And I just, it's hard for people to understand, but if I drag you to a show, you might be miserable at some points, but you'll walk out and be like, I think I sort of get it. I think I understand where people are coming from when they talk about how great this band is. They deserve to be there. They just do. Maybe not this year, but they need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I would say, even if you've never heard Trey play guitar, if I played you stuff without you knowing it was him, you'd be like, this guy is a monster and better than 99% of the guitar players I've ever heard. He's just an animal.
Well, no, yeah, I got it. And we're giving Chris the floor here because that was the joke, right? It's kind of like he is the big fish head here, and in fact,
Tokyo Record style, best band ever. That's right.
We were thinking of we still got to do this, Chris, on our Monday show. Chris is gonna. I think he's still working on it. He has one chance to get me to like fish. So he's gonna come and we'll probably have to do 2 hours for him to convince me, but that'll be fun.
One last thing I'll say. This is more for Ronaldo. I mean, still, Steve Lillywhite produced one of their best records. That's got to say something. So,
do you have any opinion on this, Jay?
This was fun for me. Thank you.
You got it.
It's the last time I'll get to talk about fish on.
You earned it. You earned it.
And I'm very objective. I know how important I just don't get them.
That's fine.
And not for me, right? Yeah.
And that's why I said, but I from what I know about fish, they've been around forever. They have a huge following. They should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta hear Rojas. He's the breaker here.
Thank you for telling us that the White Stripes should belong into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you for telling us that.
Anyway,
what's the record? What's the record? Billy what? Billy what? What is that one? Remember?
Billy Breeds. That's the one that Lillywhite did.
Yes.
In the interest of moving on, and because I love my guy Chris, boom, they're getting in, baby. They're in there, Chris.
I just, the one time I don't want Rojas to be neutral. The one time I don't want him to be neutral, he backs out.
You got it, baby. There it is. How does that look?
Easy.
How does that look? You got fish right there in the green, dude. All right, let's move on. Thanks, everybody. All right, here we go.
In reality, right? In reality, everything that's in the not yet will be chosen. Everything that's absolutely won't be chosen.
It'll be flipped. So a little controversy. I'm going to throw them both up here. I don't know what you guys think. Let's talk about it. Joy Division and or New Order.
Insulting.
This is the worst.
They're going in together. For those that don't know,
do something like that? They have inducted multiple band members in different groups twice, and now these guys have to share. I know it's the same members, only Ian Curtis is missing, but that is insulting to nominate them together. They should have done either or. I think Joy Division should have been in, and New Order should have been in, both, but separately.
Joy Division should have been in 1996 or 95, whenever.
When they were eligible.
Unbelievable.
But they could. I don't think it's ever happened that they have nominated two acts together.
It's a cop
out.
Like
let's nominate Michael Jackson and a Jackson 5 together.
Insane. Right? Or like is Starship and Airplane in together? Or were they
right?
separate?
Exactly. Jefferson Starship and Jefferson Airplane.
This is total shit. I would say that Joy Division's probably the most influential band ever besides the Beatles. If you talk to any band from like the late 80s into the 90s alternative scene, they're all going to say Joy Division was like a huge influence on them. And then carry over, like New Order should be in too, like all the modern pop rock, especially like in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, that like in
also
that scene. That's
also
all
because sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, at this point they're both eligible, but what if, because Joy Division came 3 years before New Order's first record, right? Yeah. So if you were to, I don't know, maybe their first album was what? Their first release, their first single was maybe 78, 79. I'm not sure about the timeline.
78, I think.
But what if then they got nominated exactly on the 25th eligibility, year? They couldn't nominate New Order because they didn't fit the requirement yet. Only because now they both fall into the requirement. You're going to nominate them together?
It's just a cop out.
Here's the thing too.
Bullshit.
You got Joy Division put out two albums, right? Unknown Pleasures and Closer, 79 and 80, both charted #1 in the UK, both top 10 in the US. New Order, Movement, #1 in the UK. Power, Corruption, Lies, #1 in the UK. Low Life, #1 in the UK. Brotherhood, #1 in the UK. Technique, #1 in the UK. They both have to get in there. And you're right. It's a joke.
Oh, yeah, of course. But they should be in separately. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But I think that strengthens the argument. They were both super solid. It wasn't like one was weaker than the other. They both all charted number one. So they
I'm gonna say something controversial. You can't put the fucking Sex Pistols in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and not put Joy Division in. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Like, let's nominate Sex Pistol and Pill together. How about that?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. That's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. I got to make a new category.
It's like nominating. There's a million examples. It's like nominating Dr. Dre and NWA together. Like they're two separate,
right,
influential entities.
Well, it just so happens that they're the same members. You know, exact same members. There's one that's missing, that's dead, that probably wouldn't complain. But if he were around, he's like, why do I have to be nominated if he was no longer part of New Order?
The music is totally different. The only way I can
not
even
only
say
that, yes, they're totally different.
Yeah, I mean, I could see if it was just a straight up continuation. They replace the singer, they continue on with Joy Division, and even if it was called New Order, okay, I could see making an argument. It's not the same music, even if it's the same members. You know what I mean? So we got an F yeah category right there. I think everyone.
You know what really pisses me off about this whole discussion. I know we're really running long here, but again, Rojas with no opinion on the controversial topic of Joy Division.
Hey, jump in on this. What do we got?
You bailed out a fish, and now Arnaldo and I are all fired up. Spence is coming in. You're just sitting there looking up Slav Beager 45s on Discogs, you know, original pressings. Like
I thought you were gonna go get your OG Joy Division records or something. What happened?
You know, I'm gonna say this since everyone's too fired up. I hope they get in because I want Peter Hook to punch Bernard Sumner in the face and be like, "Bitch, you can't do this without me, bitch." And I'm gonna be like, "Yes, please, please, please." You know,
it's a crime.
So I think they should get in, and then there should be a fist fight, and then that's how it ends. You know, they can't even get through the speeches. There's like a fist fight between, you know, Bernard and Peter Hook, and that would be great. Be great.
If they get in, who does the induction speech? That's the question.
Oh, who would do the induction speech?
Ian Curtis, AI version.
You would choose the person like, you know, young and hip that really stole from Joy Division or New Order, and then it'd be so awkward. That's how you do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? You just choose it. So maybe like you choose the guy from like Arctic Monkeys. That'd just be so controversial, right? Man. I mean, it's almost as controversial as what? I think the Black Keys inducted Steve Miller. Poor choice. Wrong. You know, come on now.
All right, so Chris is fired up, man. That's 2 in a row. Is he going to stay? Can you keep that? How long can you keep it up, man? We got Oasis here.
Absolutely.
I want to hear Arnaldo because I got a feeling we might have similar thoughts on this.
Not yet. But despite them, I'm going to say nah. Because
that's where I'm going to.
Because of 2 reasons. 1, the Smiths are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. 2, because they're going to get in, but only because they got a tour coming up and they're going to be the hot thing around the time. So to spite them, I'm going to say no, even though it should be more of a not yet.
This was the biggest band in the world for 2 years in the 90s.
What?
This was the biggest band in the world. If you move out of the US market, they were massive.
You know what? I hate to say it, man. They charted number 1 in the UK every single album.
Well, that's their home turf, but
well, yeah, but I say we should probably go country or region, you know. Or region of origin, country of origin. So yeah, that's crazy.
I could live with not yet, but I can't live with the White Stripes being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as an absolutely, and Oasis is not, or Billy Idol. Actually, I'm going to say this: I'll be really disappointed if Oasis doesn't get in and Fish does on the first.
They're going to get in. They're going to get in.
Yeah, they're getting in
because we know how they vote. They're going to get in. in my honest opinion, they shouldn't be in yet because there are more deserving people. Like Mariah Carey should be in before them, but no one's laughing.
I'm laughing. Wait, but you guys don't see how the script plays out. Oasis and Joy Division get in this year. Noel does the introduction speech, and then he butchers Level Terrace apart with the members of New Order. That's how the script plays out.
What are you talking about? Mariah Carey sings Level Terrace Apart. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on.
Jay, Oasis. You can't shirk us, dude. We need to know.
Truthfully, like, not be funny, not be snarky. Okay, let me ask you and the chat. Oasis Lila, do you know it?
Yeah.
In the chat, does anyone know that song?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it.
What album was
like
it
it.
on?
It's I think it's like what, the fifth one, the black cover.
Don't
Looks
believe
like
in
nobody knows
truth.
it.
Heathen
Nobody
chemistry.
knows it. Yeah.
The one with the
nobody
Empire
knows
State
it.
Building on it?
No,
Oh, the
no.
one with the circle on it.
Yes.
I don't remember one song.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
I don't remember one song from that album.
Oh, don't believe the truth, right? It's got those.
There it is. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Don't believe the truth. So since only one person knew it, this is not yet.
7 million of those records sold worldwide. 6 million Heathen Chemistry sold. 10 million Be Here Now. I mean, we know they're getting in. I'm not an Oasis guy, man. And that's not because I haven't heard their music either. I don't know, man. It's just not my thing. And it's not even that I don't like that kind of music. I just don't like Oasis. So yes, yeah or nay, Jay. What do you are they getting in or not yet? Nah.
Look, if I was in the industry and they're having the reunion at the time, like, of course, because I was paid. But to be honest, and no jokes, like, not yet. They're not ready. But it would coincide with the tour and everything. Like, as Arnaldo said, it would all fit in perfectly.
How many copies worldwide did What's the Story Morning Glory sell? 25 million? Probably close to that.
Yeah, 23.5 million worldwide. And that's based on these numbers, which is semi-accurate, probably, right?
Oh,
But
now
yeah,
the
a lot
numbers
of
aren't accurate because it's Oasis.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
I mean, they're never accurate. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, they sold a shitload of records for sure.
And another
Well,
band that just came out of
If
nowhere.
we're going there, then Mariah sold even more records than Oasis.
And Joy Division's never getting in.
Right, exactly.
What would I say that because they were so huge. They were so big.
And
They
I'm
were
not
everywhere.
saying they're not deserving. I'm just not going to let them in yet.
I respect it.
Hey,
I can't find find Liam's tweet.
if Oasis goes in, Fish doesn't. So which one do you want?
That's the
You
thing.
want Fish
I
or you
know
want
that's the
Oasis?
thing. You're right.
We can't hear you, Spins.
I think not yet is fair. I think a lot of people in chat also said not yet. So we got mixed love for Oasis.
No, can you make me big? This is it. This is it right here. Let me just share this. Okay.
Can't read it.
Is
What
that
does it say?
showing
that
up?
the
There it
one?
is. Oh, come on.
It's blurry.
Put it
Hide
right over your face.
Put it right in front of your face. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is for
Exactly.
wankers. What are you gonna do if you win? I just see hashtag something. I can't see what it says.
He's gonna say, obviously go. Say it's the best thing ever. That's our boy. That's our kid.
Yeah, is he not gonna show up if he wins?
Well, if he wins, of course he'll go.
Did you see the one the other day where someone said, Liam, do you believe in God? And he goes, yes, it's important to believe in thyself.
Oh my God. Not even close. That's the thing. It's like you're that conceited and yet you're not that good.
But that's rock and roll, baby.
But you're not that good. You got to be good.
I mean,
you got to back it up.
You're better than Bad Company. Could you imagine if the Black Crowes and Oasis get in and they have a tag team brother on brother wrestling match? decide who closes.
No, they're gonna give
show.
each other like bro hugs. Like they went on that tour of brotherly love. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yep. Oh yeah,
They're
brothers
gonna
in
give
arms.
They're gonna give each other high fives. Like that's how badass that would be.
Yeah, fortunately, guys, don't worry. Oasis is getting in. They're not watching our show. So, all right, Outcast, guys. Outcast.
Absolutely.
I mean, you already made an argument earlier, Chris, that Outcast is got one of the best pop songs of all time.
They had the best songs. I saw them live. They were terrible. Lionel Richie slaughtered them. So like he beat them into a pulp, and I was like, and like Lionel Richie even destroyed Kanye live. Can you imagine? I seen Kanye.
Impressive.
Like, I don't know. I would say not yet. That's my opinion. Final word.
That's your final word. All right. I mean, Lionel Richie can dance on the ceiling, so
If Lionel
Doesn't
Richie
surprise
isn't
me.
in, no Outcast.
I think it's important that Outkast gets in because they're the continuation of what George Clinton started, and I think they're the ones that carried that legacy on the closest. And I think that's my take on them. Never mind the music; like the music speaks for itself. But I think they should be in. Maybe it's a not yet. I'd say not yet for me.
They got plenty of time to get in, right? So, what about you, Arnaldo?
You know, I want to say they should be in. I'm going to say absolutely, but I mean, this is the first time they get nominated, right?
Yeah,
They're getting in. They're the only rap act, so they're getting in. It's the political vote, right? The PC vote is going to put in Mana, is going to put in Outkast, and Fish. They're going to put them in. So, and they deserve it. Not yet. I don't know. I mean, I have to say that I'm not a huge fan of the genre, but I have quite a few Outkast records. I think I have all of them in either in CD or on vinyl. So for me, they should go in because I can relate to them. And if their music is relatable by someone to someone like me who is not a connoisseur of the genre, then they're doing something right. That's how I look at it.
it's a really good point, Ronaldo. And I also say too, this because I'm a sports fan too. So when you start to benchmark like players in the Hall of Fame in sports, and then similar players coming in, when you talk about influence, they're the second wave of influence behind Tribe Called Quest. Like artists sourced, artists, source them as a major influence and influential and important. So I agree they're going to get into, and you what you said nails it. Like this isn't my genre, but I have all their albums because they're that important, catchy, influential, all that stuff. So despite being terrible live, but there's not many hip hop groups that are good live, Rojas.
Actually, I hope they get in, and then like Big Boy doesn't show up, and then you get a flute solo by Andre 3000. I hope you get it.
I mean, yeah, how rock and roll is that to come out with a flute album?
I know.
Have you guys heard it?
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
I think it's good.
I don't know.
Charted #1 in the U.S. Once or twice, 3 times actually, and then charted twice the other. So they're, I mean, top 2 every single time they come out with a record. It's a
You
little.
should have seen. When that flute record came out, all my record friends were like, "Hey, did you get that flute record? You get that flute record?" I'm like,
And you knew exactly what they meant.
oh yes, I knew. I was like, "Oh, jeez." Like how much was it? And they're like 70 or 80. Like 70 or 80. 3 LP.
Yeah, that was the
flute.
problem.
And I was like laughing. Are you gonna play that again? You gonna play that on repeat? You can play that
I
at
even
the
have-
gym?
I even have the Idlewild soundtrack on vinyl.
I have that
Okay.
too. No, I had not on
And-
vinyl. I have it on CD. I didn't even know it came out on vinyl.
Yeah, and I don't have the flute album. So like I cut myself off at that point.
The thing is, like, I agree with Arnaldo. Like, what will happen will be the PC vote. They'll get in, and you're hoping for the reunion album. You see where this is going, So,
what's
but I
the
see the points. I'd say not yet, in my opinion.
Not yet from you, Arnaldo? Were you strong enough to say absolutely, or were you a not yet?
I'm strong enough to say absolutely. What about you, Spins?
I mean, here's the thing. It's not. I really liked them when they first came out, and I listened to their stuff, but anymore, it's not a go-to for me. There's just so much other stuff I would listen to. I get it. I understand their place in the hip hop community and everything like that. So I think they got to get in. Yeah, I mean, I would say absolutely, even though I'm not like a massive fan or anything.
Chris, are you absolutely or not yet?
Yeah, I'm a not yet, but
So we're halfway.
I think it's pretty clear they're going to be absolute.
All right, go ahead. Let's see. We'll take the first 3 votes in the chat. Let's let us know. Should Outkast get in, yay or nay?
Vinyl and Kick says yes.
Outkast can wait, said Zep.
Vinyl Dreamscape says yes. He puts them over almost everybody.
I'm just waiting for the second flute record by Andre 4000.
Richard says not yet. I think we're tied in the chat
Not
too.
yet, no.
North Carolina says no. Ooh, I think we're a solid not yet then.
I follow some of these channels, and I think there's some bias going on in musical taste. That's all I'm saying.
Zep says only 8 are going. Yeah, that's what I think. I think you're right because last year I noticed 8. I mentioned that earlier. Only 8 got in. So.
These people would have loved him playing the flute like Jethro Tull. They would have just.
Andy,
oh no! Come on, dude! Don't even talk about Jethro Tull. Like he's even close.
All right, it looks like it's a not yet, even though.
Okay, we know they're getting it.
Buddy doesn't say anything. He's too busy trying to network here with DJ Trish.
Well, we're reaching the top of the hour. Let's get through Joe Cocker, guys. Yay or nay?
For me.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Hard no for me.
Ooh. A no for Joe Cocker.
DJ Trish, you can't be a DJ and not know that Outkast did Hey Ya. Come on, DJ Trish. Cocker's a hard no. But maybe if he gets in with Rita Coolidge at the same time.
So why is Cocker a hard no? Just you don't listen, or are you just don't like him?
I just I think there's like 2 spikes of his career. Right? There's the record that Rojas is holding, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. Then there's nothing, and then there's
maybe the most memorable performance at Woodstock. I would say. I can't believe he's not in yet.
Is that Fremer?
I mean, this is what happens if you stay in the VC too long. This is what happens.
Is that your Fremer record that just got transformed?
That's right. Look at that. Of course he should get it. I mean, look at this album. Look at this.
I agree too. I mean, I don't know that much of his music.
Come on.
And I think it's a little too late. They should have inducted him when he was alive, not dead. So shame on them. But he should go in my opinion. Again, I don't know a lot of his stuff, but he was, again, very influential, very important at Woodstock. He did some very memorable albums that I don't have, but he did a fantastic cover of With a Little Help from My Friends. And
yeah, it is.
Did a great interpretation of the Randy Newman song, You Can Leave Your Hat On. So
I'd say, go ahead.
Just remember, Dionne Warwick just got in last year.
Oof.
Right.
Well, they tried to induct her before she dies.
That's what I guess that's right. So like now it's like, I think if Dionne had to wait that long, Joe could wait another 20 years. That's just my opinion.
Come on.
But Dionne's still alive.
That's true.
You know, she's more
about some of these guys.
Right?
If someone like Joe Cocker doesn't get in now, he's just going to fall more and more, and people are just going to forget about him. I think some of these bands that, you know, they don't get him for a while, all these new guys that are coming up on 25 years are going to get ushered in, you know, and he might never get in. I think he's got to get in. If Fish gets in, Cocker gets in.
Fish is more important.
Oh, please.
Jeez.
Joe Cocker's nothing without Coolidge and Leon Russell. I'm just saying.
And the Beatles?
What are you talking about? Look at this album again. Feel this.
Look at the lineup. Look at the lineup.
He was Music. Just look at
the lineup. Sure, I'll do it.
Look at the lineup. Oh, now you want to get
show it.
Conflict.
I'll even show it for you. So
Chris just pulled the Dionne Warwick card. I didn't even know she had a card, but he managed to pull it out.
Look at that. Matthew Fisher, BJ Wilson, Stevie Winwood.
Look at
2
those
guys from
Winwood.
Spooky Tooth. Come on now. You know?
It's a badass band.
Blind Faith.
Is that a good album? I'm missing that album. I'm not even familiar with it.
Just feel this cover. Like, you're going to ask, is it a good record? Look at the cover. Look at it.
Arnaldo, you
He's
get
like-
that and Mad Dogs and Englishmen live.
He's
you're
like,
set.
I've been in the VC too long.
Oh my god. All right.
Yes.
He's in there. He's in there. He's
Jokes
in there. I
jokes
won't-
aside, Arnaldo, I would get this. I mean, feeling all right. Bye bye Blackbird. His version of this. Whoa, get out of here. He even
Is the
does like
letter
Bob
up?
Dylan. No,
Is the
that's on
letter
the
on
second
that one?
record. That's on the second record.
Second one, right? Yeah.
The classic, like his cover with a little help from my friends. I mean, the hell, like this record it's a solid record.
So you can get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame making a career off covers.
That's the wrong
Well, I
way
mean,
of
Fish is
saying
going to
it.
get in.
You can
That's-
get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for your talent, right?
Exactly.
There
so
you go.
either whatever you said, Spin Stole My Thunder. That's why Fish is going to get in.
Sorry. Yeah,
Hey.
absolutely thunder.
Meg White is getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because everyone wants a White Stripes reunion. That's why.
That's
Wow.
that's not going to happen. Oh my God! Imagine like a White Stripes Outcast double bill reunion. Woo!
Sold out. That would be a sellout completely. Done. Done deal.
There's a lot of people right now going, if Cyndi Lauper's getting in, they're all getting in.
I mean, to me, like, has anyone on the panel or in the chat has ever heard Joe Cocker's live 80s record? Anybody? Have you
I don't
ever
know. All I know
heard
is all the Joe Cocker I've heard I've liked. I mean, he's
with a little help from my friends with that 80s synth, the DX7? Has anyone ever heard that before? That'll be your homework
No.
tonight. Hear that
Outcast.
version. Ooh.
Outcast one hit wonder, like one hit per year for their whole career, or you're saying they have one hit?
they're saying, hey, yeah, that's it.
My God.
What about
This is the problem is that some people
Sorry,
just
this-
stopped listening to music in 1989 and then the rest of the world just moved on.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, it can be if you
you
think
talking
Bad
about?
Company's the best band ever.
Right. No one even knows this record. No one. I going to show it again. I'm going to show it again.
Who is that again?
Bad Company, man.
Oh, that's
Rough
right.
Diamonds. You know, look at this die cut cover. Beautiful. You know, come on now, man. Why do I have to prove it to people here, man?
Ah, Jay, they're making you work tonight, dude.
People are taking us a little too literal. Frank's Music says, "How could you compare Cocker and Fish? Totally different." That's part of the punchline. Not really comparing.
Yeah, we're just vibing. We're just vibing, dude. Okay, so Sound Garden.
Sure. Yes. Absolutely. F yeah. Sure.
I mean, super unknown, right? Bad Motor Finger. Those are probably the big ones, right? I mean, yeah. I'll just speak now. They got to get in there, and I agree. F yeah.
Is Audio
wow.
Slave getting
Now-
inducted
now
with
we're-
them or no?
now? That's a lot. Come on. For me, they're not yet.
Ooh, controversy in the VC. Not yet. Why, Arnaldo? Why not
Oh,
yet?
man.
I don't know. I mean, that's the only album I have on CD. I don't even have it on vinyl. I don't
Super
know.
unknown.
I think they were just. I don't know.
Of
Not yet. I'm not saying they shouldn't get in, just not yet. I think for me, if Oasis and even though I voted for Oasis not to get in, if Outkast is not in, then on our list, I don't think Soundgarden should be.
is Nirvana in?
Oh yeah, they're in.
Yeah,
Is
they're-
Pearl Jam in?
They're in.
Soundgarden's got to go in.
But Stone
Because-
Temple Pilots aren't in.
Exactly.
I mean, they got to get in too eventually, for sure.
So
But they should
exactly.
be in
So,
before- but they should be in before Soundgarden.
Right. That's debatable, I think. Soundgarden is freaking great. I don't know. What do you say, Chris?
I think Harvey Danger should get in before Soundgarden.
Get out of here.
Vinyl.
Man, that's
and-
like saying
I know
saying
it
Marcy's
dictates it,
Playground
that
should get in. Ooh,
he's-
what are you doing here?
No,
top 5 rock vocalist. Some people
Ah.
hate the way he sings.
Who? Chris
Vinyl
Cornell?
and Kicks 86 said Chris Cornell is one of the top 5 rock vocalists.
He's pretty good, man.
I don't know, but
Soundgarden
some
will
people
get
don't
in.
like his style of singing.
I get, yeah. Hey, you can say the same thing about Eddie Vedder, right? There's a lot of people that don't like Eddie Vedder's
Yeah,
style.
and some people say that about, I get it. Some people say that about Robert Plant. I love Robert
Right.
Plant's.
Absolutely.
So STP isn't in, right?
I don't think so. Are they?
Alice in Chains isn't in, right?
Ah, come on, dude.
Is Alice in Chains in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I'm saying
I don't-
it's
I don't think they
Soundgarden. I love
I'm
Alice
just-
in Chains. I get it, but it's like, dude,
The day
Chris,
that Spice Girls get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this whole panel in the chat will vote no. Shame.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not in.
Such
Zep
a
Pearl.
shame.
Okay, there you go. Zep Pearl answered my question. The Chains aren't in.
Alice in Chains, no. Who was the other one you asked? STP, right?
STP is not in.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They just checked them all.
Okay.
So this is the thing. This is where I have problem with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The fact that Nirvana and Pearl Jam already got in seems to me that the quota is met for that genre.
Oh God.
What about the
I'm
Germs?
serious.
Are the Germs in?
No,
Are
Like
the Misfits in?
no, they should be though.
They're not?
Right?
Misfits aren't in there?
If you ever see them live, you'll sing along to every song, and you'll be like, "I know all these," and you're like, "Yep, you do," because they're the best.
But they won't get in because they're not as popular as Soundgarden.
wait, the MC5 aren't even in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They got some kind
Right.
of special award last year. Throw them a bone. So listen, personal opinion, the Soundgarden should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're not an absolute for me this year. They're not yet. But what I'm trying to paint the
Okay.
picture here is that
We agree.
the grunge scene boxes are getting checked, and it speaks volumes that they got Nirvana and Pearl Jam out of the way, and Soundgarden's waiting in the wings. And you have to remember that STP's waiting in the wings, and Alice in Chains is waiting in the wings. Not all 5 of them are going to get in.
What about
So
Blind
that's
Melon?
I think there's a reason why Soundgarden got nominated next, though, before those
Why?
guys. Because they're better.
Because Rick Beato talks about them every 2 weeks. On
No,
his channel.
I'm totally just giving my opinion. I'm fighting for them like you, not even close to how you fought for Fish, but I'm kind of
No.
fighting for them. You know, the reason Fish is
I-
getting in is because they don't have a genre and there is no quota.
Listen. I think they should be in. I think it's just a not yet.
All right,
That's all.
go ahead, Jay.
Wow, nothing.
But I just want to
nah.
let the panel know that Joe Cocker is going to make it in based upon our opinions before Soundgarden. Just rethink that for a minute.
So in reality, the not yet will probably be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In reality,
Well, we're not doing predictions. We're doing our own opinion.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because the predictions would have been very easy.
Right. We're not
All I
here
have
to
to
give
say
you the
is-
Wikipedia. We're here to give you our opinions.
I have to say, Soundgarden Pretty Noose, that song, I have it on 45. It's a great damn single. It was not a hit, you know? But I mean, Rusted Cage, jeez, what a song. Jesus Christ Pose, wow. You ever see that video? That's insane. Insane video. Man. Love you, Soundgarden. That's all I have to say. Love you. I mean, just because you get in doesn't mean Audio Slave needs to get in too.
So, come on, just say absolutely so I can let go of the mouse.
I will say absolutely.
All right,
Sure.
boom.
Do you think STP isn't nominated yet because they want to wait for Velvet Revolver to be eligible? Maybe they're
And
going
they'll
to
do
do like a
both
Joy
together.
Division.
They'll do a-
Joy
they'll do a
Division.
tour,
Water.
Joy Division thing. A twofer.
All right. Now, really
Oh,
take a hard look at this list. Do you think that this is? I kind of like what Rojas is saying. The not yets are probably going to be who gets in.
Well,
Well,
this is the right way. This is the list this is the way it should be. Except for Bad Co. I feel like Bad Company's got to get into, but I know a lot of people were not feeling Bad Company.
Well, like I'm thinking historically, right? Like they checked the box last year with Foreigner. Don't you think that most people that love Foreigner love Bad
That's not
Company?
checking a box.
It is though,
Foreigner,
but
dude.
no, it is. It is by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame standards.
Ugh.
Like they're to your point. Like it seems like everybody gets in, but if you look at like I don't know, like the Nirvana Pearl Jam tree is kind of interesting. If you start to say like, hey, Nirvana's in, Pearl Jam's in, well, that means STP has to get in. Well, if STP has to get in, Alice in Chains has to get in. If they get in, Soundgarden, like they have to cut it off somewhere.
I agree with
Right?
what you're saying. I just think
You know?
Soundgarden's next in line, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But what I'm saying is like we have to look at the tree a little bit. Like if like what's similar to Bad Company and Foreigner from a popular music perspective. If a lot of those bands in that same
All right,
grouping are in, someone's gonna get dropped out.
Seems
can
like
I
they
give
pick
my
these-
prediction on who gets in?
Yes, please
Who's
do.
really getting in? Bad Company, White Stripes, Mana,
Oof.
Outcast, Oasis, Fish, Joe Cocker. There's 8, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
Joy
7.
Division, New Order. Those are my 8. That's who I think are getting in.
Did you
So
did you
Snoop
not say
Dogg will
Billy
go.
Idol?
No, he's not getting in.
Yeah,
Oh,
He
wow.
should,
Okay.
but he's not getting in.
Yeah, I hear you. Wow.
And he has a new record
He's
out.
already
And,
taken a victory lap.
and guess what? He's got a new record coming out, and it's even on my label. But so I should be rooting for him, and that's why I put him there because he deserves it. But he's not getting in because these people politically are more important than him at this moment. That's how I look at it.
Gotcha. That's a great point. You keep bringing it back home. That's so true.
And on the subject of Fish, one last time, and I love this band too, and I'll get made fun of in the comments, and you guys will roll your eyes. I love Dave Matthews Band. They got in. They won. They had to win the fan. They won the fan vote and still to get in. And Fish is leading the fan vote right now.
That's the fact. That's the other wild card is the fan vote. How much that comes into account and weighs on who actually comes in, because in the end, I think it's them deciding who gets in. It's the committee or whoever votes, which I think, are they musicians that vote or as well? Like who's on the committee? Who decides this in the end? It's not just the fans.
I don't know, but they should be putting us on there. At least one of us as a representative.
And now to announce the winners, it's Surface Noise.
Do we have time? If I don't know if you guys have to cut it short, but do we have time just to talk about some of the snubs here historically? We know the Smiths, we know Joy Division, New Order. Is there anybody else that really stands out that's not in?
Well,
that was in?
Let's do that. Let me just go the comments real quick because Jeff did ask about the Smiths. Arnaldo, are the Smiths in?
They are not.
That's not crazy.
In. Vinyl Kicks.
And they will. You know what? You know why? I'll tell you why they will never get in.
Never?
Because Morrissey and Marr will never be on the same stage again.
Right.
Yeah, but what about, didn't other bands do that too, though? Like, was it Van Halen, where they're not going to get Sammy Hagar and David Lee on the same stage or something?
Genesis didn't even perform. Fish performed for Genesis when Genesis got inducted. So I think it's maybe Morrissey's politics that might keep him out.
Possibly. But they did get the Talking Heads all on the same stage.
They did.
Dave Grohl is one of the voters. I don't recognize a lot of these names, but Dave Grohl's on here.
Well, then Soundgarden's getting in.
No, he picked Oasis. Get out of here. Get out of here.
He loves Oasis.
Yes.
I just wanted to shout out Vinyl Kicks says not a fan of Billy Idol. And I think so highly of you, Vinyl and Kicks, but man, Billy Idol.
What? Generation X. That's that last EP. That last album.
I'll
Kiss Me Deadly. Are you kidding me? That album. Wow. Way better.
I'll say this is if Pat Benatar's in the Hall of Fame, then Billy Idol should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. That's my hot
It just
take.
seems like these choices, they were picked from like the magical 8-ball. I don't know. They were like shaking the 8-ball and they were like, hey, Joe Cocker, we missed you. Shook it again,
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominating committee is made up of a group of music industry experts and insiders, including artists, execs, historians, and journalists.
Execs. Let's highlight that word, execs.
So let's just talk about some of the snubs. I'm just doing a quick Google here. George Michael not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oof.
This might be a little outdated.
that's-
Kool and the Gang not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Meh.
Wow. No Jungle Boogie?
Iron Maiden is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of
What?
Fame.
Iron Maiden is not in
That-
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
And they're not even nominated.
Let's see if there's a few others. The B-52s.
I was going to
What?
ask about that.
The
Yeah.
B-52s are not in the high. What about Devo?
Not sure. I think Devo is. Pixies are not in the Hall of Fame.
The Pixies are.
Oh,
That's
wait,
right.
hold on. Let me
Should
go
have
back.
got in before Nirvana.
No, let's go back to this Nirvana thing. That my theory here. So we forgot about one band, and Rojas is going to lose his shit. So Nirvana, Pearl Jam. We're debating Soundgarden, STP, and
Alice in Chains.
Alice in
Alice in
Chains.
Chains.
The fucking Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes,
Wow.
the Smashing
That's-
Pumpkins is not in.
So it's like they got to. You can't put all of them in. They're not.
You said the
they're never gonna
Smashing
do
Pumpkins
it.
got in already?
Please
No,
tell
they're
me
not.
that the Foo
Oh,
Fighters
okay.
are not in.
They are in.
They're
That's
in.
insane.
The Foo Fighters are in.
I thought Paul McCartney inducted them.
Ugh, really?
Yes.
Wait. There's more. Barry White is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I can see why. I don't think they were too open to R&B.
Yes, you're
and,
right,
You know,
Jason. Paul
Foo
McCartney.
Fighters are in. Yep. The Go-Go's
INXS
are
is
in.
not-
The Go-Go's are in. How are the B-52s not in there?
Devo's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of
And
Fame.
the Devo.
How are the Pixies not in the Rock and Roll
How are
Hall
the
of Fame?
exactly?
I have another one. This is mind-boggling to me. I think Tool is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
No Tool.
Oh, no one likes Tool except for me. That's okay.
You're right. No Tool.
I can see by
No,
Rojas. He's like,
no 9 Inch Nails, right? They're not in.
No 9 Inch Nail. Oh, they are. Yes, they are.
Oh, they are. Okay.
In
Yeah,
2020.
Ah.
Cure's in there. Def Leppard's in
Is-
there.
Is King Crimson in the Hall of Fame?
Oops. No.
They're not.
Oh,
That's
yikes.
insane. What?
So
Here's
sad.
another band that could compete in that kind of. I'm not saying they're grunge, but they're from that era. Is Jane's Addiction in the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
I think
You
they
don't
are.
need that. You don't need that, do you?
Yeah.
You
I
just want
think
another
they-
fight?
I think
They are in. They are in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Sonic Youth in the Hall of Fame?
Jay Giles band is in there.
Oh,
No, Sonic Youth is not in. I don't think so.
Sonic Youth isn't in the Hall of
Wait,
Fame.
am I
That's-
looking at the right thing? Why does it say Joy Division New Order? How come I'm seeing that? Oh, previously nominated. Okay, so that they mixed. Sorry, I hope I didn't get that wrong. But
Is John Coltrane in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Miles is.
nope.
Is
Now you're just grasping at straws.
no, I'm just these are important questions. Is Warren Zevon in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes, I think he is.
Okay.
Zevon.
Oh, he's not. He is
Well, his
not.
name comes up, but is he under previously nominated? Yeah, he
He was
is.
previously nominated in 2023. So the theory of the dead guy, it doesn't always work. So Joe Cocker may not get in. So
He goes to the back of the list. He's already gone.
yeah, probably
might-
he may not get in.
Here we go. I got some more names, I think. I
John
said
Lennon
King
and Dave
Crimson.
Grohl are the only two multiple inductees. That's going
Who?
to change probably, right?
Who was that?
What's that?
What did you say? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, John Lennon and Dave Grohl are the only two multiple inductees. So
Well,
I'm guessing
Paul McCartney,
Foo
too.
Fighters and Nirvana, and then John Lennon and Yoko probably, and then the Beatles, right?
Well, that'll be changed when it's Joy Division New Order.
Yeah, exactly. Ozzy's in for Black Sabbath, but not for his own stuff, I guess.
Really?
Apparently.
Oh wow, they better hurry.
Eric Clapton's only in there for the Yardbirds.
Really?
Really?
That's interesting.
No.
Well,
That
it
just
says
proves
right
my
here,
whole
John
life
Lennon and
mission
Dave
that
Grohl.
Clapton's
although-
over.
So wait, maybe I'm wrong. This also says Yardbirds. Okay, maybe I don't know. This is hard to read, or I'm just dumb. Because
Yes, Eric Clapton is in. Yes, he's in.
it says Cream and Yardbirds, name first, year, second year. Okay, so I guess
He
these
was
guys are
inducted
all.
as a solo artist as well as Yardbirds and Cream.
Then
I
why
don't
does it
know-
say Lennon and Grohl are the only two multiples? But you're right.
No,
Maybe
even
from multiple
McCartney.
bands.
Even McCartney's in twice.
Yeah,
Twice.
The list is Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, David Crosby, Peter Gabriel for Genesis and solo, David Grohl, George Harrison, Michael Jackson, Carole King, John Lennon, Curtis Mayfield, Paul McCartney. Sorry, it's long, but yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of them.
Why is she in there twice?
Who?
Carole King.
Carole King is in there for solo career,
Songwriting.
non-performer. With Jerry
Yeah,
Dawson.
like what about I found a couple other good names. What about Thin Lizzy? No.
I don't know.
Okay.
So I just have to retract that. Ozzy's in for Black Sabbath and solo. I was misreading it.
Beck not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Captain Beefheart for those Zappa heads out there. Blue Oyster Cult not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Did you say
Devo,
Jeff
we
Beck's
said.
not in?
No, Beck, just Beck.
Oh, Beck.
Echo and the Bunnymen not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's a shame.
Graham Parsons not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Been nominated 3 times. I found a list here where you can look at the times nominated. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything that
I
stands
just want to
out.
say, I can't wait till you get nominated. Bad Company, Rough Diamonds. I mean, the cool thing is, nobody remembers this record. The inner sleeve here changes the way the die cut, what is shown in the die cut. Let's do it together,
Kind of a Led Zeppelin deal you got going there.
Oh yes, of course.
By the way, this is the 4th time Soundgarden's been nominated.
Really?
Oh, it is? Yeah, they got to
Yep.
get in there. Come on now.
No, that means that they're not going to get in.
They're just throwing them a bone. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I like the
this one stands out to
serrated
me.
edge on that record is cool, Jay.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you keep that from not getting dinged up?
I always keep the record out, and this is just in the sleeve.
Well,
was
you know
uh
what's going to happen when Rhino reissues that?
What did you say? When Rhino reissues this?
Right. It'll arrive all dinged up.
Oh, man. Well, at least the bass and the mid-range will be boosted. That'll take care of everything.
But here's one more shocker, guys. Chic was Nile Rodgers' band, right?
Yes.
No, it was.
Guess
like,
how many times?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, guess
many
how many
times?
times they were nominated?
How many?
7.
5?
11 times they were
Wow.
And
nominated.
still
Come on.
never.
Well, how many
that's-
times did Kiss get nominated?
Before
they got in.
I don't know. I'm just looking at people or groups that have not been in. The Monkees aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Beck's been nominated once. Mariah Carey's been nominated twice.
It's okay. The Monkees are not in. You ever heard that song, Auntie Griselda? Is that what it is? You ever heard that song? That song's
Yes.
crazy.
This is the White Stripes' 3rd nomination.
Oh, really?
Oh my God! This is all right. This is the topper for me. Besides Joy Division New Order, War is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Interesting. Huh.
The White Stripes have been nominated twice. Rufus, that's another one. Nominated 4 times. Got to get in there.
Stone Temple Pilots have been nominated 8 times, not in.
Wow.
Toots and the Maytals has never been nominated. Tool has never
Well-
been nominated.
They've passed over the Stone Temple Pilots 8 times. I don't think Soundgarden's getting in.
Yeah, it's not
Insane.
boding well right now.
So are these guys in? Are they in?
I don't know.
Yeah, they got in a couple of years ago
Really?
How are they in? That's what doesn't make sense to me.
because
I don't
that
see-
whole.
uh,
I'm almost positive they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like a while ago.
So there may still be hope,
2015.
Just remember us.
2015.
Just-
10 years ago, Green Day got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 10 years ago.
Just remember, So you said they
Phil-
got 10 years ago. 10 years
got
ago,
it.
they got in.
They got in there before Journey. Journey got in
Wow.
2017. That's it. I have no faith
Crazy.
in Rock
Here's
and
a
Roll.
here's a shocker. Rojas is gonna pass out when he hears this. Eligible for 19 years and never nominated. No jacket required. Phil Collins.
What?
That's crazy.
Phil Collins as a solo artist is not in.
It's never been nominated.
Wait, 2000. I'm looking at 2000. Well, Genesis got in.
Genesis guy. I'm telling you, man. Once he did
Yeah,
that
he didn't get
Tarzan
in for a
soundtrack,
solo
it was over for him.
You know, just in case you wanted to know, the UK version of Welcome to Paradise includes the free sticker sheet. You know, just heads up. If you ever want to get some dookie on you.
Just a heads up. That's what he says when he's flexing super hard. Just a heads up,
Yes.
guys.
Look at that
Yeah.
monkey.
Just a
Looking
heads
at
up.
the
The
dookie.
original Led Zeppelin has a turquoise logo on it. Just a heads up.
Look at that throw. That's hilarious. Look at the fat Elvis. Oh, man. Yeah, these guys deserve to get in. Come on now.
Rojas, how do you feel about this? Eligible for 34 years with 0 nomination. A pretty important band called Love.
What?
Wow.
That's
That's a doozy.
Jethro Tull's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Never been
come
nominated.
Jethro Tull's not in the
Um,
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Harry Nielsen's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Never been nominated.
He would have hated it.
ELP's never been nominated. Diana Ross has never been nominated.
Diana
for the
Ross?
Roll
And you
Hall
would have put Mariah Carey in before Diana Ross? Living legend?
Donna Summer got in there.
Cyndi Lauper, this is her 3rd nomination. The Commodores are not in.
Oof. Lady. 3
Well, so now I'm
times.
worried because all these
Lionel,
nominations.
Lionel Richie is, right?
Maybe he blackballed the Commodores. He's like, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
I'm out.
2022 he got in.
Jeez.
He went in with Dolly Parton and Eminem.
Interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing about Dolly Parton, she's like, oh no, I don't want to be nominated. Oh yes, I want to be nominated, and I'm going to make a rock record to prove it.
Nick Drake, never nominated. I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
Pet Shop Boys never nominated.
Oof.
Peter, Paul, and Mary never nominated.
And probably no Depeche Mode, right?
No, I thought they
They're
got in a
in.
couple of years ago.
They
Oh,
got
they
Yeah,
in.
they're in.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
there.
they
Yeah.
got in.
They got in before the Cure.
2020 or 2020.
Was
Oh,
it
but
before or
no.
after the Cure? I think before the Cure. They got in.
Before the Cure.
Frampton got in.
Cure got in there in 2019. So when you 1 year after.
Oh, one no, 1
Wait,
year before.
wasn't
Well, the
Wasn't
Cure went
Chubby
in 1 year
Checker-
before. Yeah.
wasn't Chubby Checker also nominated this year?
Yeah, but it looks like he didn't get chosen, right?
What? Chubby Checker's not in?
No, he was nominated this year.
Oh, that's right. We missed him. He was on the list. I don't know how he didn't make it on here.
Please,
sorry, he's a
man.
Jimmy.
He's a nah for me.
No, he is. He should get in because he did that psychedelic record, and it's so great. Stoned in the bathroom, classic.
yep,
It's a
yep.
classic. Come on now.
9 Inch
Yeah,
Nails is
Ross.
in there.
Let's see.
I mean, I like
Shangri-
9 Inch Nails. I just feel like why are they in there? You know, why is Trent Reznor in there, but others aren't?
Because he's doing Disney soundtracks, man. He's in. He's in.
George Michael is in. Did you say George Michael's not in? He
I thought he was in.
23.
Oh, good for him.
Are we
There's a
boring the
lot
hell
of
out
neat-
of people
so-
right now?
No, but this is the thing. I'm just trying to give the perspective that like they have to cut it off at some point. That's why this is like it's tough for me to say, but like I can see Soundgarden like not getting in.
Well, now that I know these guys have been nominated so many times,
I can
maybe
see
Cyndi
Billy
Lauper's not getting in. Maybe Soundgarden's not getting in.
Billy Idol might not get in.
Billy Idol might not get in. Is it always 8? I saw it was
No.
8 last year. Somebody said it's 8. So maybe
I don't- I don't think it's always Rick James isn't in the Hall of Fame.
he's not.
No.
Cool and the Gang is.
Because-
Did you say Cool and the Gang's not, or did you say they went in
I don't think-
2024?
They did? Okay. Maybe what I'm looking at's outdated. You know, if it's on the internet, it must be true. So I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
right.
names
Well,
out
I haven't
there.
been able to read this thing since I started. So,
Well, Frampton is on this list that I'm looking at, but he obviously got in.
who did you say wasn't in just now?
I don't remember. Smiths, King Crimson, Coltrane, Iron Maiden, Sonic Youth, New York Dolls, Chic, Warren Zevon, Soundgarden, Graham Parsons, Jethro Tull, Mariah Carey, Joy Division, Shangri-La's. The Replacements are a snub. Take a hike.
So, Arnaldo, the Smiths have been nominated twice, and they're not
Yep.
on this year's list.
Because they gave up on them. They figured out they're not going to show up anyway.
But do you think that they'll knock out Joy Division and like recycle the Smiths getting back in? Like I don't know if this works this way, but in like my tinfoil hat, like political conspiracy theory mind, like Oasis gets in, Joy Division gets in, they start to advocate for the Smiths getting like nominated again. You know, like I feel like there's some of that.
Or Kraftwerk in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think they are.
They are 2021.
Green Day got in before Kraftwerk.
That's what I mean. It's like,
All right, guys, I got to get going.
all right.
All right, Arnaldo.
So before we end, I just want to apologize for Cesar for making my silly joke that Los Del Mio should, get in before Mana, so don't be, hurt, but hurt about that. It's just a joke, Mana and Soda Stereo, of course, deserve to belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because when you win the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you can put that sticker on all your albums and then sell more of that stuff and, have a reissue in a box set, mastered, by Kevin Gray on 180 gram, and pressed at RTI because, God forbid, you don't want to get it pressed at GZ. There you go.
Scorpions never nominated, said Orange. Yes, David Bowie is in 1996. We had that question.
Yeah,
And
David
then,
Bowie is one of the firsts. Like, I think, when did it start? Late 80s, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think?
86, I think.
86, yeah. He was pretty early on.
Yeah, 86.
All right,
86.
guys.
All right. Well, let's
All right.
let's bounce out of here because I know you got to go, Arnaldo, but let's talk for 1 second after we close out if you can.
Okay.
Guys, thank you. I hope we didn't just bore the crap out of you the last half hour, but interesting stuff, man. See who's in there, who's not in there. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Does anyone really care? But it's fun to talk about it. So you saw our list. We got your list. We will be back next Thursday. I say we. Chance will be here, Concert Buddy, hosting. Everyone showing their nominees for this year. And appreciate you guys joining. As always, thank you so much. If you're watching on Spins Vinyl, even if you're not watching on the Spins Vinyl channel, I'm going live every single day, guys. Tomorrow I go live at 6 p.m. Central, right before the Jazz Bums. We'll talk some jazz. So if you're interested, come over to Spins Vinyl. Check that out. That'll be fun. Good night, everybody.
See
Good night,
ya.
guys.
Go Fish.